Well, hello everyone, how are we doing tonight? Just getting set up here as I am. I've swapped out the opening song. I don't know if it'll just be for the stream or not. I felt like doing something a little bit different. Oh, let's see what is going on. The games that I have to play today. Actually, I have a list that I'm going through, and I didn't have it up before I started. Like I should have. Should have been a bit more prepared. That could be the story of my life, though. Let's see what games are on the agenda tonight. By request, I am going back to the Turbografx CD. But actually, some of the games I'm going to be playing are recently acquired titles. As I was able to attend a video game convention over the weekend, I might talk a little bit about that. And I was able to get a few games that I've been looking for a while for the Turbografx CD. I can't find any of those in my area, or very many of them, for sure. Looks like that takes care of the music, so let's go ahead and get it going here. Hey, here we are. Let's get that started here. How's everyone doing tonight? Hopefully keeping busy. I know I'm starting a little bit earlier than usual. I will... Oh, I almost forgot. We're going to start off like we usually do in the last few streams. That'll give me some more time to get ready, too, so... Yay for me. This is the last video I was showing, so let me pause that and swap that out real quick. We last left off on that file, so we're going to go with this one. And just because we had people asking a lot about last time, oh, this looks like it's going to be Mario Kart instead. Yeah, I don't want Mario Kart. Let's switch to something else. I mislabeled this movie. There we go. Let's swap it. There we go. Back to Super Mario 35. So, the story behind this stuff here is that I was working on getting this ready for the final stream and it was still up, but Unfortunately, I was sick that week, so I wasn't able to do that. So let's go ahead and add disclaimer. Here. There we go. I think people can figure that out from there. And we'll make that a bit smaller. There we go. Now we can focus on the chat here. So anyway, yeah, I was sick the week that this left the shop. So unfortunately this is not... I am live, but the gameplay itself is not. Well, we'll get started here. I think that was the one where I died right at the beginning, isn't it? Just a second here. We'll keep going with the game footage, and I will be right back, as there's not much going on in the chat yet. At least not that I've seen. I'll be right back with you. Alright, we're back. Get this going here. Frank Kepler, welcome to the stream. I tend to stay away from vegetables. Shouldn't my body type tell you that? Previously live? Actually, no. This was not previously live. This was just recorded as I was playing it. Because I was going to capture some footage before everything went down. But I was sick and lost my voice the week that all this stuff was supposed to be done. I was actually going to stream on the final day and just go for as long as I could, but instead I ended up just capturing some footage so I can share it with you guys live, and people seem to take a liking to it, so I am live, but right now the game footage is not. It will be live in a little bit, kind of a little pre-show before we get started here, and I didn't even look and see how long this clip is. Looks like... oh yeah, we got a little time. This was not too long. Leslie McDowell, welcome to the stream. Well, the elephant in the room is, yes, Sony retracting taking down stores. Actually, I heard the PSP is still going to be taken down, isn't it? I'm thinking that's what's going to happen, but yeah, they had a... They definitely went back on that just because... I think it was probably poorly thought out, is how they were doing that. They were supposed to be... I think they thought that the platforms were not as popular as they are. I mean, they should be able to see the sales data, right? And if I had to guess, something that Sony was not expecting is that these stores probably started taking off a little bit more when people found out they were going to be going away. So, the sales caused by the store's closing announcement is probably what's going to keep it alive. I have to think, though, eventually, I mean, it can't last much longer. They're going to retract on it now while it's bad press, because right now, obviously, they're getting their rear end handed to them from Xbox with their legacy software proposals. So yeah, that is something we can talk about here a little bit. What are your guys' thoughts on the PlayStation PSN store reversal for the Vita and the PS3? PSP is going away. PlayStation Portable, that store is getting shut down, and I think that one's rightfully so. I think a lot of people are of that same opinion. KLJ88, hello all to you as well. Hope I'm doing well. I'm doing much better, thank you. Getting better every day. I don't know, this is, it's gonna last a while. I'm still coughing up somewhat stuff, and I don't know if it's allergies or if it's from, I had pneumonia, not the other widespread, not the popular or the trending respiratory disease that's out there. That's a way of putting it. KLJ88 had a question, was thinking, like everyone else, about does anyone else like Abe's Oddworld games like you do? You know, I actually played... Was that included on the PlayStation Classic? Because it really made me think to myself, I don't think I ever really played Oddworld until it kept going. Maybe, I don't know, maybe that's just me. I find them interesting games for sure, but I don't know, they're just not my style. I don't know if it's it's like a platformer, but it's trying not to be a traditional platformer. So to me, maybe I just got confused by it. Had to give up your PSP years ago. Yeah, I don't think I didn't play digital titles on the PSP very much. All of mine were physical, and even still, I didn't own very many games for the PSP. But the Vita, I had a lot for the Vita. And I had a lot more digital titles for the Vita thanks to PlayStation Plus. So that was something that really kept me tied to that system. In fact, it's one of those things where if I have something that has to work on the computer for a while and I have to wait, I'm one of those impatient people. Sometimes I can have a movie that needs to render and it takes like 20, 30 minutes, and usually I get up and do stuff, but I have my PlayStation Vita still sitting here, and it still gets turned on very often because I still play a lot of PS Vita games on here. I was trying to see if there's anything physical still inside it. Nope, not at the moment. But actually, I just got... This is also at that video game convention I went to this weekend. I got Touch My Katamari, which is basically Katamari for the PlayStation Vita. So I've got that going. I will probably play this next time that I have to play something on my Vita, but the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to change everything, so... I do have some PSP games that I don't think about it, because one of the games I had to get on the PSP was, because I wanted to play it on the PlayStation TV, because there was no home console version of this game ever released in the US. Ever. There still hasn't been. It's only been released on portables. It came out for iOS, it came out for the Nintendo DS, the PSP, and I think that's it. It could have come out on some other mobile platforms, but no consoles. That was Final Fantasy III, the one for the NES. That game is still... It has a full 3D remake that was released on the PSP, and the only place I can play it is on my PlayStation TV, so I had to make sure that's downloaded and backed up before I get rid of it. Ooh, is this the one where I'm going to beat Super Mario Bros? I had to make sure I beat this game at least once on here, or at least beat the final level. And some people who may not have grown up with this don't know the trick. Every time you cross lava in this level, that's the next pipe after is the one you go into. So every time you cross lava, that's the pipe you choose. This castle is actually a lot easier than 7-4. 7-4 is kind of a pain. So here, we just cross lava. There's a Kaizo block, if that's what they call it. The ones that are hidden. And... Ooh, that was close. I almost got killed by the piranha plant. Jeff Stevenson, welcome to the stream. Evening, folks. How's everyone doing? I'm doing pretty well. How about yourself? Keeping busy? Downloaded the original Tomb Raider and loved it again. Oh, yes. It has been forever since I played the original Tomb Raider. I think the one I played the most of on the PlayStation was probably 2 or 3. It was one of those two. I can't remember which one. And it was all rentals. I never owned Tomb Raider. I just had to rent them. I don't know what it was. There were certain video games that my parents were very particular that I never owned. Which is kind of funny because they would buy me things like Grand Theft Auto, but they wouldn't buy Call of Duty. Like, it's just kind of the weirdest things. And another thing that's funny is that my grandma, my deeply devout religious grandma, there it is. King Koopa down. Back to 1-1. Gosh, I missed this game. My deeply religious, very, think of the sweetest old lady you can possibly do. She bought me Doom 2, Hell on Earth. And I can only imagine she probably thought, oh, he's killing demons. That's a good thing. I don't know what she was thinking. She probably looked at the box art and was just like, yep, this is what he needs, and just kept moving on, not even realizing what it was. But she got that for me for Christmas one year, which was awesome. She also got me Spyro the Dragon, which I think she was probably questioning, because she was like, what? Why is he playing a game with Purple Dragon? Oh, of course, as soon as I kill Koopa, the one where he throws hammers, it comes back to bite me. Every single time. I'm not doing too bad in this run. If I might be able to win this one. Who knows? How many coins do I have versus everyone else? Oh, and now I'm randomly back to 8-4. I'm running low on time, though, so I'm probably not going to make it through. This is a good run, though, for the most part. Let's see what else I got here. Leslie McDowell was thinking about getting Bully on PS3, but didn't. Did that game also come out for the PlayStation 2? I actually have no idea what Bully is. Is it a... What kind of game is Bully? I may have picked it up at one point in time, I may own it, but I don't think I've ever played it. I have a huge backlog to get through, so... Sushi Slab, welcome to the stream. Let's see here. You played it on TV using the RGB wires from the PSP, it was great. Oh yes, the only thing I didn't like about playing that on a tube TV, the PSP, was the fact that it would letterbox the image. And it wouldn't scale the pixels up, it would only do the native aspect ratio, so it was still tiny on your TV. It was better, I would say it was better when you had to play it on your TV. For sure, you had better sound and everything, but... Yep, ran out of time. I almost got there. We did pretty good, though. We got third. Let's see how the rest of them do. I don't know if they have... Who is the ones who beat me in this run? Play the first Tomb Raider on the Sega Saturn. Oh, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, that did come out on the Saturn. Did it have a PC release too, I think? I played the demo on... Well, a demo for one of the games on PC, I thought, at one point. Back on good old Windows 98. By the way, there it is. Yeah, they were both better, way better than me to beat me on this one. Not too bad of a run overall, though. What's, I didn't even see, what rank am I at? I played for 10 minutes. I had a small Mario bonus. I defeated 388 enemies on this run. And then it took me back to the main menu there, so that was that run. Let's go ahead and do one more of these videos here. At least one more, I'm not sure if I'll do. I thought so. Alright, so that was 9. Ooh. How many more of these could I have left? That's what you're all possibly thinking, right? But I was sick for a while, so all I did was I just kept playing this game almost the entire day, the day it went off of the day it went offline. The sad thing is you can still launch this app, you just can't play any of the levels, even offline. And the sad thing is I really like the physics engine they used for Super Mario 35. I really did enjoy it. The physics on this are so much better. Yep, I unlocked 8-4. Another thing I should try to do too before the end, or I tried to do too, I don't know if I can tell you if I succeeded or not. I was trying to go for a star rating, and I was trying to go for unlocking all of the levels. So that was the big thing. Frank says, yep, Tomb Raider had a PC release, could improve the graphics through better graphics cards. Yeah, mine was a Windows 95, which also reminds me of that story I'm supposed to say. Windows 95, 133 megahertz, Packard Bell PC. It had 16 megabytes of RAM, 16 megabytes of RAM, 1.6, and it had a graphics card. I want to say the graphics card was either 1 or 2 megabytes. And it was not common for PCs. That was a budget PC for 1996, and it still wasn't common to have a 3D graphics card in one of those PCs yet. So I think that one did pretty well. It played Doom okay. It also played You Don't Know Jack and some other games on there, so definitely did well. But yeah, the game demo discs, I didn't play very many full games on the PC. Most of them what I played were demo discs from Computer Gaming World. That's how I first played a demo of EverQuest. It pretty much included the whole game on the disc, as far as you can get within an hour of free play. But if I couldn't afford to play the game, I couldn't afford to pay for the monthly fee. I was too young when that came out, so. But I played a lot of Doom 2 on there. I'm trying to think of what else. Oh, my brother bought Need for Speed and Need for Speed 2. It was great when you have siblings because then one of you can use their resources to buy a game. For example, my brother, for his birthday, would ask for one game we both wanted, and I would ask on my birthday for a game that we both wanted. So he got SimCity 2000, and I think SimCity 2 he probably got. He liked a lot of racing games, even still to this day. I thought I just dived into the pit. 1-3 is probably my least favorite level on Super Mario Bros. It was actually, I didn't feel it was a bad level, I just always skip it, because I'm so used to the warp pipes when I'm actually playing Super Mario Bros. That I just go right past 1-3 every single time. That was a risky jump, I don't know why I took that one. Again, the more I watch this, the more I'll be critical of what I do on screen. But anyway. So yeah, Tomb Raider did have a PC release, could improve the graphics cards, yeah. I think it was probably that demo disc. I was trying to think of some, oh, Revolt. Revolt was another game I played. That's the RC Racer game. I've played that on stream through the Dreamcast before. And the Dreamcast version is the closest I can get to a PC port. But the PC port of it was much better. I played that on a Windows 98 PC, and by the way, this day in history, this is 100% true. Today in tech history, oh yeah, I hate that they made the turtles, the Koopa Troopas in this game, I hate that they make them change direction when they fall. I understand they had to do that, but I don't know. It's just because that was something they shouldn't have changed. They changed the physics engine for the better, but my gosh, they should not have changed that. Anyway, so this day in tech history was the day, April 20th, 1998, Bill Gates stood on stage with him and his assistant to demonstrate to the public for the yet-to-be-released Windows 98. And during the demo, when they plugged in a scanner to show the plug-and-play capabilities, the infamous Windows blue screen of death came up while they were on stage. I could not have thought of a more perfect this day in tech history because of anyone who has been working in IT or has had to deal with this issue themselves on their home computers. Microsoft released an update back in, I think it was February or March, and they still haven't gotten it completely worked out and fixed. If you try to print something, it crashes your computer with the Windows blue screen of death. So that we've been dealing with that every day since, almost every day since the middle of March in the IT world. And it's just kind of ironic that that is this day in history when it came up on the newsfeed, or this day in tech history, that the infamous Windows 98 demo, where Bill Gates stood on stage demoing the product, and it got the Windows blue screen of death. So, a little happy footnote in history. Something we still deal with to this day. Although, they have updated the blue screen. It now has a frowny face. I blame Google for that one. Google and their sarcastic error messages. Oh snap, something went wrong. So Microsoft's like, two can play at that game, we'll just put a frowny face on there. Oh, you want your computer to work? Too bad. Sorry Jeff, I'm just seeing your comment here. Actually, been keeping busy right now. Watching me on the tablet and playing Road Rash on the 3DO. For some reason, well I know what the reason is, because Road Rash is awesome, and the 3DO makes it awesomer. That is great. If I had my 3DO hooked up, I would do that as well. You played Revolt? Yes, it was on the N64. The only problem I had with the N64 version, though, the graphics were actually pretty good for the N64. The problem is they have to loop the music. So that was something that got me in there. I remember pumping the menu music and the first level stage. They got that da, 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 da. I don't know. It's just I remember that theme from all that time, and I remember that first stage well because I played the heck out of that demo. I also played from Computer Gaming World the Star Wars Episode 1 Racer gaming demo, as well as Final Fantasy VIII for the PC demo. That was actually the first time I had ever played a Final Fantasy game. Was Final Fantasy VIII, the PC demo that came on the Computer Gaming World disc back somewhere in 98, 99, I can't remember what year it was. So that, and I thought to myself, you know what, this isn't too bad. I should try playing one of these games again. But I never did. One of my friends when I was in high school recommended to me that, I said I played Final Fantasy VIII for a little bit. I said, I was like, yeah, it's kind of, the graphics were neat, the storyline was kind of neat. I was not a big RPG fan back then. And my friend said, you gotta play Final Fantasy VII. And I said, well, 8 was the one I said that I might try. Like, beforehand, I don't know, I didn't really care for the medieval setting Final Fantasies. I've obviously changed my mind back then. When I was a kid, I did not care for those at all. So I didn't even want to give them a chance. I had seen them, and I had seen other people try to play them. I was just like, what is this? You don't actually do anything, you just press a button, the character does it for you. I thought that was a dumb idea back in the day. I thought, why don't you just... Like, Legend of Zelda is what I thought of for RPGs. I'm like, why isn't it, like, action-oriented? Where you actually have to do something. Ooh, that was a stupid move, speaking of that. Anyway, so he told me that, and then one day I was in GameStop, and when I was visiting a friend out of town, and Final Fantasy VII was on clearance, brand new, sealed for the PlayStation 1. This was back in the summer of 2001, when I had a PlayStation 2, and I bought the Greatest Hits edition of Final Fantasy VII. And the night I got back from my trip, it was about 8 or 9 o'clock, I popped in the game, I said, I'll play this for an hour and I'll go to bed. And I played that game all through the night without realizing it. It went so quick. I got through, I think I almost got all the way through Midgar before I popped before my parents got up at 7 a.m. and it's like, oh, Tyler, you're up early. I'm like, up early? I'm still up. What time is it? I don't remember ever getting up to go to the bathroom or anything. I was just sucked into that game. So, and it got even better when, I'll say this, the storyline got even more intense after that. When Microsoft ruled the world, yes. Back in 1998. Oh, that was the perfect time, too. That was back when Steve Jobs was making his way back to Apple. Because they were about not to exist anymore. Their final CEO tried to liquidate the company and sell it off. The one right before Steve Jobs, so... Yeah. And I remember, too, seeing the giant... this was something because I showed it on TV all the time. It was Steve Jobs doing his first... I think it was his first, if not it was one of his first interviews, one of his first stage performances, I guess if you want to call him that. When he came back to Apple, he didn't really have too many products to show. He wasn't showing the iMac yet. He was just basically giving an update saying, here's what the future of Apple's going to be. We're gonna stop everything that we're doing. We're rebranding everything. They got rid of the Newton, which was like their tablet back in the day. And he started talking about they were going to redo the line and just basically get back to what Apple is supposed to be about. And he said, and in order to do this, I'd like you to welcome one of our new software partners. And the first person they showed was Bill Gates. This giant live image of Bill Gates shows up on stage, and everyone in the crowd starts booing. And what's funny is nobody realizes that he saved Apple. He kind of had to. He was kind of forced into it, but that was... He had to invest money into Microsoft. I'm sorry, Bill Gates had to invest money into Apple to, number one, make it look good that they weren't trying to eliminate all competition. If he invests in Apple, well, how can they be trying to eliminate them? And they talked about Internet Explorer coming to Mac. They booed again. They talked about Microsoft Office coming to Mac, and people were like, okay, whatever. Like, still not, like, grumbling. I'm just, like, sitting there going, like, knowing what I know now, I would have been one of those people back then that booed. Especially after that Windows 98 fiasco. The weird thing is, we had Windows 95 when I was growing up. That was our first computer my parents bought. We bought that in 1996. And then my parents upgraded in 2000, and it came with Windows 98. So they bought it in between the time just before Windows ME came out, and about a year before Windows XP came out. So my parents bought Windows 98, which was not fun to work with. We had several blue screens that would always happen. It was terrible to game on because of that. It always seemed like every time I tried to pop in a game of some sort, whether it was for MS-DOS or for Windows 98, there was something that went wrong with it. And then, The next computer I got was a laptop in 2004, and that had Windows XP on it, so that was fine. But then I got one with Windows Vista, and Vista was so bad it made me go to Mac. My next machine in 2011 was a Mac, and I never went back. Been Mac ever since. So that's how it goes. I remember Bill Gates said that his mother loved him. Would Bill Gates said that in the... Was that in the interview with him and Steve Jobs, like right before Steve Jobs passed? Because I remember they talked about the Mac versus PC ads. With Justin Long playing the Mac and some, I don't know, I forgot who the actor was that played PC. And the PC guy was definitely, holy crap, I think I just won. Look at that. First place finish. Level 88, what am I going to get to? Am I going to get 89 out of this one? It still kind of makes me upset that I was at level 85 and it leveled me up to 87. I skipped my birth year. But yeah, it could have been on that. You're right, it could have been on that thing as well, so... On his first appearance and last appearance at one of Steve Jobs' presentation Apple events. Look at that, first place finish, but only 499 coins. Well, ooey. Oh, look at that, I got all the targets for that day in one swoop, though. Man, I miss this game. I really wish I was playing this right now, to tell you the truth. This was a good, like, for the last, 4 weeks this game was out, I played this game at least for about 15 or 20 minutes every day when I came home just to blow off some steam. Just because I can dive into it, I didn't have to remember what I was playing, and then I'd either go off and play something else or I'd go do my second job I'm working on. Mark, welcome to the stream. Is shareware still a thing or freeware? Kind of, but... I say, yeah, it is, but it's not as big of a thing. Technically speaking, I don't think... I mean, basically there's free apps now that took over that marketplace, isn't it? So, I don't think they need shareware anymore, but a lot of shareware comes with bad software. Whenever I see anyone mention shareware or freeware these days, it's almost always mentioned that it's coming with malware of some sort, or a virus, or ransomware or something. It's just, yeah. Leslie says, seems to be a lot of planned obsolescence in PC history. Well, what about this stuff with PlayStation 4? So, we talked a little bit about PlayStation going back and reversing their decision on the PS3 and the PlayStation Vita store. Big fan, by the way. Definitely happy with that. So, that has been reversed, but what about the C-bomb thing? The CMOS battery dies and then it has to connect to PlayStation servers. What happens when they shut down the servers? And will it go through? I saw somebody from online was posting around that they saw a statement from Sony about this. I have not seen anything officially confirmed from Sony. So I don't know if that's something that they're actually working on or not. But it's something that if it's a really big deal, I doubt that they really do this or they're concerned about fixing this anytime soon. But to me, it just seems as easy as patching it before you take the servers offline. As soon as they're done with those consoles, they can't milk anything else out of them. There will be a patch that says, okay, you can download this to your console, and the C-bomb thing is not... It seems like it should be easily patched through software. So that when the battery runs out and your console loses all track of time, they just patch it so that you can set the time and date yourself instead of having to connect to Sony's servers. Or they point it to, you know, one of the official timekeeping servers somewhere instead of letting you choose what time and date it goes out. Right now, it all has to do with anti-cheat through the trophy store and all their DRM. So again, oh hey, I actually KO'd someone in this one. Apple is a safe bet, yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. The reason why I switched to Mac, I guess this is kind of telling that story a little bit longer. So, I had Vista when I did my student teaching in college. And the problem with Vista was they had a lot of problem with graphics card drivers. So every time I tried to use an external display with my laptop, it wasn't a matter of if it was going to crash, it was just a matter of when. And I forgot who, I want to say it was an NVIDIA graphics card, but maybe it was AMD, I can't remember who actually did it. But the manufacturer never patched the driver for Windows Vista. Their solution was just, oh, upgrade to Windows 7 when it comes out, but I had to deal with that for 2 years before Windows Vista came out. So whenever I would do my student teaching, I would be in the middle of a lesson, my laptop would get the blue screen and crash and reboot. Well, that was not fun at all. In fact, I'm like, I bought this laptop to game on, number one, but number two, the thing I told my parents was, if you help me buy this laptop, I will use it for my schoolwork and for teaching and things like that. So, and it couldn't do both. It could barely do games, and it couldn't work for teaching because it would just crash all the time. So, the teacher I student taught with, the guy who actually taught at the school, he owned a Mac, and he used that every day, and it never crashed. It worked great. He showed me iMovie, which I had never seen, and that's actually what I use for all of my video editing to this day. I could use something better, but I don't know. I like the features that iMovie has, and I'm so accustomed to them. I guess I fear change, just to say something like that. So yeah, that's why I switched to Mac. I probably just would have switched to Windows 7 had I not seen my cooperating teacher's MacBook. He had got it that year. He had a 2009, just when they switched to the aluminum body cased Intel i-series processor, the first gen of i3, i5, i7. So it was a significant upgrade. Oh, let's see here. 85 is better. Thanks, Jeff. That's your year, isn't it? I think I was at that very convention right after Bill's image appeared. Really? That's really interesting. I would have been in my 7th or 8th grade classroom when they were doing that. No, I mean, I saw a t-shirt I should get. It was the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles logo, but instead of that, it said I'm actually and instead of turtles, it said 30s. So I'm actually in my 30s. I think I should get that shirt because I look a lot older than I am. So I'm actually in my 30s is actually an accurate statement since I was born in 1986. So yeah, there were some bad things that happened in 86. Obviously the Columbia disaster was in 86. Very sad and tragic. But name one good thing that happened in 1985. Besides Back to the Future, I'll wait. Because 86 had some good movies too. Ooh, that was close. I said I keep getting real gutsy with these. I was trying to get better at it, but apparently I kept making some silly mistakes here. I would be surprised if they don't do an end-of-life patch to allow this to still work. Yeah, absolutely. That's the big thing. Otherwise, they have to offer something close to fully backwards compatible. Because here was my thought before last week. Before they announced they were going to reverse their decisions on shutting down the stores, my prediction was that Sony's response was going to be, since we have backwards compatibility now, you no longer need your PlayStation 4. The solution to fix this is buy a PlayStation 5. I thought for sure that's what they were going to come back with. And I was not going to be happy with that statement. I really like having my vintage hardware to run my vintage games. It's the same reason why, even though I have a PlayStation 2, if I want to play a PS1 game, I still play it on the original PlayStation 1. So, I mean, that's just who I am as a person, I guess. Again, I fear change, right? Let's take a look at what else we got here. Dude, bulletin boards still exist. I haven't used a bulletin board in ages. But I did, when I used to go to the library and I would look at, no joke, Star Wars, The Phantom Menace rumors back in 1993. I would look those up on the library computer back then, and I would get in trouble because there was a huge no bulletin boards policy. You were only supposed to access how'd they call them? Web pages on the World Wide Web. No bulletin boards. That was a policy at my local library back in the 90s. There was at one point in time, too, before they had the internet up there, when they had this... I wish I could find one of these again. They had like a multi-disc changer for your CD-ROM drive. Because they were tired of kids scratching and putting their fingerprints all over the discs. So in the kids section of the library, they had a computer, and they had a multi-disc changer. I want to say it was able to switch between 20 discs. And you can switch between the CD version of the Oregon Trail, the Magic School Bus I used to play up there. There was a whole bunch of stuff up there. Mainly edutainment titles is what I'll say. But there were a few other games up there too. Let's see what else I got here. You saw the disaster live in science class of all places. You know, the funny thing for me is my experience like that was when I saw 9/11. I saw that before I left the house for school. I noticed it on the TV before I left, not thinking anything of it. I just saw there was a building that had smoke coming out of it. I thought, well, that's kind of weird. Some building caught fire. And I had no idea what the World Trade Center was. When I got to school, like, I noticed when we were in the cafeteria, we were supposed to have a cafeteria monitor, and the cafeteria monitor was not in there. That's the only thing I remember. And when we got to the classroom, our teacher wasn't there. And about 5 minutes in the class, people were like, what's going on? Where's the teacher at? And the teacher finally came in and said, we're going to go to the library, and we're going to watch TV because there's a major historical event going on, and I think you guys need to see it firsthand. And so we watched the TV. I got to see when the second plane hit. And then I got to see when the first tower fell. When the first tower fell, they shut the TV off. And then they said, okay, you guys need to go back to class. The principal came in and said, as soon as that tower fell, he started freaking out. He was like, uh-oh. All right, guys, back to class. Nothing to see here. So that was my, I guess, experience with seeing that in school, is what I was thinking of. 1986 was a great year. That's the year you graduated from high school. That is a good year. Was that the year Ferris Bueller came out? Or was that the following year? I was trying to think of movies that came out in 1986, and everything I'm thinking of came out either before or after. Like Back to the Future, Star Trek 4. Gosh, what else is there? Ferris Bueller's Day Off is what I was thinking of. I can't remember what else came out that year. I mean, 86 is the year that the United States would get Zelda. So Legend of Zelda came out in 1986. That was a good year. I think it came out in 86 in Japan, too. Came out for the Famicom disk system over there. Think you started high school in 86? Oops, I thought you said 95, not 85. Oh, okay, yeah. Hey, Jet Screamer, welcome to the stream. How we doing tonight, man? I am intrigued that I am doing so well in this one. I did have a point where do I have a back-to-back 1-to-1 victory here? I think we've already watched that. I don't think I ever repeated that, but we'll see. The funny thing is, it's now been so long since I played this game, I forgot what all this is about, and now I'm just interested to watch it. Them towers were engineered to withstand an aircraft crafting in them. Yeah, I think that's something that shocked everybody. Nobody expected the towers to come down. That's the thing. I spent the later part of the day Googling what are the Twin Towers. Seriously, as a freshman in high school, sorry, I would have been a sophomore. As a sophomore in high school, even though I was interested in like world affairs and things like that, I had no idea what the Twin Towers were, what they did there. Like, I knew they were in New York City because they're in every single movie and cartoon from the time period, but I didn't know what was the purpose of the Twin Towers. Like, what did they do there? Why was the stock market so concerned with 2 buildings falling down in New York? Was kind of my thing. So I learned a lot from that event. You might say it helped take me on the path that I did because I wanted to be a history teacher. Living through they call it kind of like a Pearl Harbor event, Space Shuttle Challenger event, something like that. Everyone will remember where they were. And I remember too, when I went back into teaching, I got my first teaching job about a couple years out of college, and I remember one of the assignments was to have kids write a response to what do they remember about the day of 9/11. And when I went back to teaching, these kids would have been 8 or 9 years old when 9/11 happened. So they were about 6 or 7 years behind me in school. And then I remember, too, not too long after that, we had to stop doing it because the kids were too young to remember 9/11. And now I think the current assignment is talk to a friend or a relative who lived through 9/11 and document their experiences. Back when I was in school, it was interview your grandparents about World War I and what they, I'm sorry, World War II and what they remember about that. And even still, I do remember if your grandparents lived through the Great Depression, you could do that too. And my grandma on my mom's side lived through the Great Depression. She was born in 1919. She actually passed away about 4 years ago. So she almost lived to be 100. And yes, there were several things that she did in her life that was based on the fact that she grew up in the Great Depression. Composting, recycling, you know, you don't need the latest and greatest things, just enough to get by with, save your money kind of stuff. Like, that was all her. So they also talked about things like they wouldn't go out and buy ice cream, they would just make their own. That kind of a thing. Like, why would you go out and buy ice cream if you can just make your own kind of thing? Now, she would buy butter. Actually, they bought margarine or oleo. Things like that, because they didn't have much money back then. Again, they grew up during the Great Depression, so getting by with very little was kind of the big thing. Oh my gosh. Let's see here. Happy April 20th. Just got back from the park. We'll heck to the Stone Throne in, I don't know where that's at. Ledyard, Connecticut. So, what part of Connecticut is that in? I've driven through Connecticut once on my way from New York to Philadelphia. I'm sorry, from Philadelphia to Boston. We drove through Connecticut. Almost drove through the entire state to get there. And the only place we stopped at in Connecticut was Stamford, so we can see, yes, where the Maury Povich and Jerry Springer show was filmed. Oh, I ran out of time. So in relation to... Oh, we also stopped by... Where's the WWE World Headquarters? Was also in Connecticut. We had to stop by there, too. Wasn't too far away from where they filmed Maury and Jerry Springer. Or where they used to film Jerry Springer. That show. It's off the air as far as I know. This Screamer says... I'm sorry, I missed one. Stream should move further instead of repeat. You may have an issue with yours. Mine's still going smooth. Unless someone else notices that. Jet Screamer says, I started high school in 84. Okay. Slept till 1:45 p.m. on 9/11. Yeah, I noticed, that was another thing, too. A lot of my friends got pulled from school on 9/11. Like, their parents came and got them. Because they were, and then I remember the gas stations, all of the gas stations in Eureka, gas was 99 cents a gallon. I remember this because I was going to get my license soon. So it was 99 cents a gallon. That afternoon, gas prices all went up to $4.90 something a gallon. Like, it was insane. And then, of course, they got in trouble for price gouging. But they all went back down, but never down to what I call pre-9/11 levels. I think they went down to like 149. Was the lowest I've seen gas since 9/11. So, it's been pretty cheap around here lately. Not the cheapest I've seen it, but it's definitely lower. The highest I saw gas was in 2008 when I went to Atlanta. The entire trip, gas was close to $4.60, $4.80 a gallon, somewhere in there. All the way from Illinois down to Georgia. Gas was about the same consistent price, always above $4. It was one of the most expensive trips I ever took in terms of gas. At that point, it would have been more economic to buy a plane ticket. But I'm from the Midwest, you know, why fly when you can drive 14 hours to get there, right? Oh yeah, Princess Diana's car crash was a big deal. I remember, again, that was one of the things I was kind of on the cusp of not being old enough. I remember that happened when I was in 6th grade, because we got the Scholastic magazines that recap news events for kids, and they had the life and times of Princess Diana on one of the issues of that magazine. So we did talk about it. It was either Time for Kids or Scholastic Magazine for Kids. Can't remember which. Which, if I'm right... Oh, that was cheap. How was I supposed to see the Koopa Paratrooper from that height? Also, Michael Jackson. Yep, that was a big one as well. You just woke up? You just woke up on 9/11? You were at lunch for Challenger? Okay. Yeah, I woke up... So, I think, Central Time Zone's where I'm at, so it was around 7:30 or so. I can't remember, it was right, but the 7 o'clock is right. I don't remember when the first plane hit, but I remember that my parents religiously used to watch the Today Show. I don't know if they still do. But I remember they went to commercial, and then like 30 seconds later, the commercial cut out, and they just had this camera very poorly pointed at a building that was on fire, and that's when I had to leave to go catch the bus. So that's all I knew at that point in time. In retrospect, I found out why they were showing that angle, but there was nobody on the Today Show was talking when I left. I was like, well, that's kind of weird. Do they have a malfunction or something? That's kind of what I thought. And then when I got to school, I didn't know anything else was going on until, again, around 8:30 Central Time. And then we saw, I don't know if we saw the second plane hit now that I think about it, because I don't know what the time frame is. You know, the things you think you remember, but you might actually not, because I've seen it now so many times from being a history teacher. Yeah, then, yep. After that, we went to our geometry class. I remember it was geometry. And the teacher came in. He was an old Vietnam War veteran. He was old back then, and he actually just retired a few years ago. Pretty good guy. He was the one who donated to me the Apple LC2 that I have in my collection, as well as some other old Apple II related software and such. But anyway, yeah, he was the one who came in and said, you know, class, we're going to head down to the library because there's a very important historical event that I think you guys need to see. Almost as important as the stuff I was going to teach you today, like something like that kind of a comment. He used to have some of the witty, he had some good witticisms. And yes, that guy, he is still alive. He's got to be approaching his 80s, though. So he was in his mid to late 50s back then. He may have been in his 60s. And when I came back, he was in his 70s. When I came back to work at the same, because I work at the same school I graduated from, which that was kind of a mind bend. Working, all of a sudden, the person who was your principal is now your boss. I guess that kind of still makes sense. But all your teachers, you have to start referring to them by their first name. Every single one of them made me call them by their first name, and I could never get used to it. That's where Fox was, is Doc Hammer's hometown. Okay. Next time I'm in that area, I'll have to keep an eye out for it. I don't know if I've ever been there. I probably didn't drive through it. Oh, yes, that's another thing from back in the day. Everyone, I actually had a former student ask me about, no, I didn't have a former student. I had a former work colleague ask me, do people still smoke cigarettes? And I said, yeah, it's really weird. From the 90s until now, I already tell you, they made huge progress on getting rid of the cigarette smoking population. That all came down to price. Because almost everyone who my parents hung out with back then that I knew of smoked. And then by the end of the 90s, no one smoked. My mom smoked for years, and then in the late 90s, she finally kicked it. It was one of the hardest things she ever had to do was give up smoking. And she was successfully able to quit after several attempts, and she hasn't been back to it since, thank goodness. But I think part of that was due to the cost. Like, that is insane. I mean, I think it's got to be because it's a deterrent, right? If the cost is too high, people won't buy cigarettes. But then I worked at a gas station for a little while. I would take a summer job when I was done teaching because I couldn't afford to take the summer off. So I worked at a gas station for a few years, and I was one of the only people old enough to actually sell people cigarettes. So yeah, I was called over several times. I was working in their food department that they had there. And every time the underage cashier had to sell cigarettes, they called me up there to actually complete the sale because they couldn't sell cigarettes to people. So that was kind of funny. It was only then when I realized how many people are actually still smoking. I would say a lot of construction workers, people who have a lot of outdoor work, because really the rest of it is that you can't smoke inside, you can't smoke indoors, so it's really inconvenient. So service jobs I can see, I saw a lot of construction workers and a lot of people who worked outdoors still smoke, at least in this area. Can't speak for everyone, or everywhere. Oh, let's see here. Scholastic Scope. I think that was the magazine. You may be right about that. You remember The Facts of Life? I think I saw that actress who played you. Nice. Christopher Lawrence, welcome to the stream. Can I get off stage 1 already? Yeah, this is... The way I described this game, it was an infinite loop of stage 1 and 2 from Super Mario Brothers. It's insane. Unless you do the coin challenge, I rarely got past this, the first 2 stages. And yes, by the end, that was getting really, really old. If they really actually just started cycling randomly the stages to just the first 2, I would have liked it better. But I don't think the casual players would. And I understand they had to keep this game interesting for the casual player to get a player base they needed. Look at how many people are left. I've been at this for a while, and there's still 7 people left. This was a tough level. Usually by now I was at least in the top 3 by the time I was down to under 100 seconds. And usually what gets me at this time is I won't get killed by... I usually don't get killed by enemies. By this time, I start getting killed by running out of time. But at this point, now I'm probably going to get killed by enemies. Oh, possibly. And this level just sucks the time away from me. Look at that. I have no time left. I'm moving like molasses. There's going to be no way. Can I get there in time? Oh, that's just going to... Yep. I have no enemies coming to me. I'm going to get 6th place here. Now I gotta do something desperate to stay in the game. As soon as yep, and I'm out of time. There it is. Happy all your friends quit too. Yeah, it's, I was gonna say, yes, I don't think there's a member of my immediate family who still smokes. One of them, at least one of them, has switched to vaping, which, in the grand scheme of things, you shouldn't do either, but if you're gonna do one, which is gonna healthier for you, I have no idea. They're both a detriment to your health from what I heard, but I don't know enough about it to be an expert in it, so I'll just say I consider it better than smoking, so we'll just say if they haven't kicked it, they've at least gotten away from the actual smoke part of it. Yeah, see this here? So the same thing, that guy just ran out of time. He's not... These guys aren't making mistakes. They just taxed it. Yep, absolutely. They can never take out the cancer-causing chemicals in cigarettes because people would start selling it on the black market. Oh yeah, no kidding. Absolutely. Oh, sorry to hear that, Frank. Vaping is way better because it has flavor. Well, in terms of a habit, now that's the thing though, I get people who used vaping to get off of cigarettes. I just don't understand. I never understood the appeal of smoking to me personally. Only because I'm kind of, I don't want to say allergic, but yeah, it's allergic. It's an allergic reaction. Whenever I inhaled cigarette smoke or even smoke from a fire, it makes my esophagus swell up and it's hard for me to breathe and I start wheezing. I don't have asthma or anything. I don't really have any... I do have a respiratory disease that's chronic and ongoing, but other than that, I don't really see why this would affect it too much. But not to get into too much detail, that's the reason why I could never even consider starting smoking. It's just, I would not be able to breathe. I would have killed myself doing that. I would die of suffocation before I died of cancer, basically. Let's go ahead and... You know what? I feel like playing an old classic. Let's do a classic. There we go. I'm going to play some Blazing Lasers as I'm doing this. So yes, I'm actually going back to playing games live. And I am definitely looking forward to going back to this game and playing it a little bit. This was by request that I go back to the Turbografx, at least for a little bit, so I'm going to do that. And I'm gonna catch up on the chat before I go back to that, so let's take a look here. Oh yeah, but anyway, my opinion was, yeah, I don't understand people who want to vape because I guess it's the cool thing to do, I guess, now. Whatever, because, you know, technically not everyone can do it. You have to be a certain age to be able to legally do it, so I don't know, I just don't get the appeal of sucking in things that's not regular air. And I thought that mask wearing was going to cut down on those kind of habits, but it doesn't seem to affect the people who I know who do that stuff. Most of my friends, though, most of the friends that I hang out personally none of them ever smoked, that I'm aware of. Maybe they had tried it at one point, or they socially did it, but they were never like, you know, more than yeah, I can't think of anyone who actually did it as a hobby or anything like that, so definitely did that. Do I have a Virtual Boy? If not, how about a review? That is insane, Christopher. You must be thinking the same thing that I am, because I do have a Virtual Boy, and I've actually already done a video. I didn't I think I called it a restoration and review. It needed some work to get the displays working again, but that fix that I did has since stopped working. So I have to do something else to either fix the displays. I've reached out to someone to see if they're interested in helping me fix the Virtual Boy. If not, I'm going to attempt it myself. But I don't think I'm going to do a review anytime soon of it. I just want to get it working because I got a new game this weekend at that video game convention. I got Golf for the Virtual Boy, and I wanted to play it. So, yep, I have a Virtual Boy. A review would be way down the line if I do one. Like, I'll probably, I know I will do one. It's just going to be a while. I've got some other projects I got to work on, or that I want to work on and finish before I do that. Right now, as soon as I think most of that bigger stuff is on hold until I finish the 16-bit war. Sorry. Maybe I'll do that in between the time when I do the 16-bit war and I start going back to 8-bit computers. I don't know what I'm going to do next. If I'm going to do 8-bit computers, or if I'm going to do the portable gaming war. Do a Game Boy versus Game Gear versus Atari Lynx. I think that would be pretty good. Have ever seen the old Flintstones advertisement where Fred and Barney were selling cool cigarettes? I never saw those, actually. But I've seen those since because they're on social media and YouTube now. So, yep. Oh yeah, I did see Scott the Woz just did a Virtual Boy review. The funny thing is I watched that and I've already forgotten that was the last video he did, isn't it? So yeah, he did a review of it. Yeah, I don't know if there's much else I can add. If I really don't feel like there's much more I would add to what other people have already said to it, I'll probably just leave it. But I will definitely do like a my take on it. Maybe I wouldn't do like an ultimate review, but I do like a, hey, I got these games. Let's see if the Virtual Boy is really that bad. That's what I would do. Because when everyone did a review of the PlayStation Classic, I really felt like I had to do one because everyone was just talking about, man, look at how crappy this is. This is just terrible. Why would anyone want to get one of these? And I'm like, it's not that bad. No, it's not great, but it really is not that bad. Like, I think that thing kind of got... I mean, obviously, the game selection was what everyone had a problem with. And the funny thing is, the game selection I didn't think was that bad either. Final Fantasy VII would have made it worth it to me. So, anyway... I just think that people were way... As soon as it became popular to rag on that console and to start complaining about it, that's when I thought to myself, all right, I need to do something more realistic. Like, obviously, I didn't think it was worth $100 for sure, but at $70, at the same price as the SNES Classic, it could have been worth that. Hope your eye's not bleeding. Yeah, from the thing on there. Saw Fred sell it on there too. Bought a Virtual Boy back in the late 90s, really? The PlayStation was cool back then? Yeah. I got one at a video game. Actually, it's the same video game convention, but it was back in 2018, I think is when I got mine, 2017. So, yeah, it was more expensive. I don't think it cost more than it was the original price brand new. That's my goal, is to never pay more than the original price brand new. Let's go ahead and see if I can get this going here. Is this a launch title, or was pretty close to it? I don't expect to get too far in this. This is just kind of a casual playthrough here. There we go. Now I've got something I can be proud of there. Do I want that? Do I want number one? The big thing is I don't remember which number that is. And yep, that was not the right number. It's not the number I wanted. Okay, that was a power-up. Okay. This game is really good. I do enjoy this game. There we go. That's a deadly combination. Oop. Ah, missed it. I think this is something I missed out on the Super Nintendo. There's no slowdown. It's very smooth. Oh, what is this? This looks terrible. Alright, here we have a boss. Oh, jeez. I was going to say, I don't think... Well, at least this weapon's very powerful. Ah. Well, that works out. There we go. See, look at how many kill zones I have now with this weapon. Is that another life? I think that's another life. Oh! I got hit with my shield. I was not paying attention. Oh! That's not good. There we go. Shields, come on. Oh, I missed the shields. Oh. Ah! That was only a matter of time. That was a good gun too. It's the first death. I made it pretty far without a death. The problem is with this game is I can't really pay attention to the chat as much because if I do... There we go. Because if I do, I'm dead. Let's see if I got what it takes here. There we go. Shields, thank you. Good deal. Good deal. Ah! That's tough to get through. I'm gonna do a save state there just in case. Because I'm probably gonna run out of lives if anything. Good deal. Good deal. Ooh, that's not what I wanted. That is definitely not what I wanted. Yeah, there we go. Well, I lost a whole bunch of stuff there. Whew. That keeps my thing there. Let's check the thing here. Julius, welcome to the stream. Tyler save states, so he used an emulator. Yes, that is true. I'm using an emulator. I always use an emulator for streaming because I can't get my original hardware to stream very well. It always introduces a delay. Hey, it's always sunny in Portlandia. It's been a little while since I've seen you. What's up? Aloha, everyone. Hope all is well. Another rad 8-bit stream. Stoked? Yeah. Blazing Laters is pretty good, but it's the power-ups and checkpoint system. Hepo, welcome to the stream, by the way. Yeah, Keith, courage at you. I don't know. I like this game still. Yeah. Ah, that's what I need. And there's a power-up, and I missed it. That's right. That's what I needed. I just need a quick break so I can have feeling return back to my hand. I did get a little bit better at this game this time. I cannot remember how many times I've made it to this stage. I don't think I've made it here too often. That's a good weapon. One thing I don't like is that the projectiles move with the screen as well. So the background kind of has a little parallax effect to the projectiles. There we go. Need that. Shields. Ah! See, I tried to go for the shields and that didn't work out. Oh no. I gotta build everything back up with this. Oh. Okay, so when I take a hit, every single time I take a hit, it's going to take away one of my... Well, never mind. Just do that. Oh, I like this weapon better. We'll see. I seem to like it better. I know I'm missing a lot of very important things there, but at this point, I'm just more worried about survival, if anything else. And I missed the power up again. Oh, jeez. Yep. Nowhere to hide from that one. This is the weapon I like better. Okay. Isn't terrible. Oh, I got nicked by something. Ooh. I keep forgetting that I have a secondary attack that I can use, so that is something that would help in a couple of areas. Homing missiles, that'll help. Power up. Okay. Oh, I missed the power up, but ah, darn it! I'm gonna pause that for just a second. Catch up on the chat. Yeah, Turbografx 16 is good for showing up. No, slowed them down. Yep. Like the SNES. Oh yeah, the SNES and Gradius and both the R types on there. Kind of slowed down. Bulk 1 and 2 are pretty good. Didn't like the third game as much. It depends. The third game was different on the CD, wasn't it? Third game was different on the CD versus the Hue card. Either way, they're both expensive, so no need for bombs until the last level. Usually that's your style. Yeah, I was thinking I should probably save those, but we'll see. Third bonk game. Bonk 3 exists, but it is so expensive. Yes, it is. One of the games I got, it's actually over in the other room, is I got Bonk 2 for the Super Famicom. That's going to be kind of insane to compare. And yes, I did get that specifically so I can compare it. It's like PC Gaijin 2, I think is what it's called. Genesis was also underrated. Yep, I agree with that for shoot-'em-ups. Lightning Force and Thunder Force 3 were awesome. I really liked the Thunder Force series. Came out of nowhere for me. I'd never played those games until I did my Ultimate Sega Genesis review. And yes, Thunder Force 3 is awesome. I like 3 and 4. I hear a lot of people like 3 better, but I don't know. For me, it's kind of splitting hairs. Until I play them more, I don't know if I have one on there. Do I have the PC Engine version of this game called Gunhead? No. No, I don't have the PC Engine CD version of this game. The only PC Engine CD game I have at the moment is the Castlevania game. I got that imported a while back. Actually, when I got the Turbografx CD, not realizing I needed the Super CD to get it. Eventually, I got the Turbo Duo, and it plays on there, so I'm very happy about that. R-Type and Life Force, absolutely. Peter, welcome to the stream, if I haven't mentioned you before. The Turbografx CD doesn't have any helping chips, as long as I know. It does in terms of RAM. The drive itself doesn't have it, but the system card has the extra RAM on there, I believe. And it loads directly to the card, so that basically the games play from the Hue card port, but the CD loads everything onto the card, from my understanding. Bonk is also on the NES. Oh yeah, I don't think I have that one though. All right, we're obviously going to try that again. All right, so I like this one, and I can never remember what weapon this is, what number it is. Yeah, whatever. Power up. I feel like those projectiles, those multicolor projectiles, really blend into the background a bit too much, and I missed the power up there. Missiles. Gosh, look at all those. I couldn't avoid them all. Fields, that's what I needed before. I'm gonna have to use those now. Are you kidding me? I need another power-up. I need a better weapon. The homing missiles are helping, but I definitely need a better weapon than this. Yep, a lot of people were used to seeing me stream Turbografx stuff because I was collecting footage for the Ultimate Turbografx review. But I haven't been back to the regular Turbografx in a while. I've been playing a lot of Super CD, or a lot of CD stuff. Maybe I'll play a Super CD game before I'm done that I haven't played yet before. But I'm not quite sure which one that is because I can't find my list where I left off. I can play some Castlevania, but I never make it that far, too far into that game. Yep. Both those were bad luck. I want that. There we go. Okay, so that's not missile, that's multi-fire. Oh, what kind of cheap thing was that? Alright, so where's this going to start me off at? Yeah. Might as well start over from the beginning of the level. I do make it a little bit farther each time. So that looked like weapon 2 to me. So I want 2. 1, 2. Yes. That was weapon 2. I do not want 4. Power up that. I don't know about you guys, but it didn't look like I actually grabbed that power up. So that's not missile, that's multi-fire. I don't know what the F is. What? I didn't even see I was going to run into that. The background blends way too much into this. If you guys are just joining me, I saw some Gate of Thunder things on there saying, yes, that's what I'm playing, but I'm actually playing Blazing Lasers. I can play some Gate of Thunder if you guys want me to. I did talk about playing some Super CD games. Nope. Narrowly missed that. I don't know. Maybe this is the weapon. I don't care for this one as much as number 2, but oh no, don't like that at all. Definitely need those shields if I have this. There we go. Is that do the shields downgrade my weapon? Am I getting a worse weapon in place of? Sorry, downgrading my... There we go. This should be a lethal combination. Alright, this seems to be where I bite the dust, so I'm going to save the state there. I'm going to check this one on the chat while I do. Yes, okay, so yes, play Gate of Thunder on Super City. You may get your wish. I don't know if I played that yet. No, I have captured the beginning footage, but I have not played that, so that'll be on my list tonight. Musha, yep. Musha or Musha, I can't remember what that's supposed to be called. Had an excellent soundtrack too, yes it did. Stuck on the boat stage, reached the Grim Reaper, can't beat it, because your host's too low. Oh, on Castlevania Rondo of Blood, absolutely. I mean, that game is a beast to try to beat. Probably your favorite soundtrack on any Sega game. It pumps. I don't know, Vector Man's soundtrack in some cases can pump pretty well. Sonic 2 is a good one on there, but really Castlevania Bloodlines on Sega Genesis is also pretty good. There are some good soundtracks on there. I'm not a big fan of that sound chip, but when it's utilized well, I definitely think it could be good. Yeah, the number of power-ups always confused you in this game. Me too, it's still one of those things. Blazing Lasers is cool for now. I don't know, it looks fun. Yeah, in your opinion, it looks fun? It is definitely... This is the farthest I think I've gotten in it. It is definitely the title I would have loved to have when this console first came out. Ooh, I took some hits. So I have to go back here, hang on. I have to figure out why I just took some hits. I think it's because I didn't, yeah. I didn't fully kill something that I should have. There we go. Definitely don't want 4. I don't think I do. I do like how it does tell you what you're picking up when you do, because it is pretty quick. Homing missiles. Come on, power up. I do not want number 4. I don't know. This was not the best. Oh, that's pretty slick. I like that. Oh, of course, as soon as that happens, I get hit. So basically, with the save states, I'm getting unlimited lives. Alright, so the key thing is to keep taking these things out. Oh no, I got the wrong weapon. See, I spent so long avoiding it. I forgot what the pink orbs are doing. I thought they were upgrading my weapon, but only collecting the same weapon again. So I'm on number 3. Homing missiles, thank you. I do not want 4. I do not want 4. I do not want 4. There we go. Now I've got this gun, which is a little bit tougher to manage, but... That's 2. This time I don't want 2, I want 3. Before I liked the number 2 gun, but I don't like it when it gets downgraded. Really hurts me when it gets downgraded. Use me some shields. Looks like I didn't get them. Ah, I think I hit somewhere. I heard the hit, but I don't see where I hit it. My stream is not delayed enough on the monitor for me to look back at that real quick and see where I got hit. There we go. Problem is I can't get those guns before they let out a shot. And then it's hard for me to figure out where they're supposed to be. Want number 3. This is a pretty formidable combination here. Number 3. That's the one I want. So as soon as I get a chance, I'm going to try to save that. There we go. Saving the state. That way if I get knocked back, I'm not getting back too far. I like my homing missiles better. Don't want number 2. Think about this as all being run by an 8-bit CPU with a 16-bit graphics chip. Is just kind of astounds me what they're able to accomplish. And this is pretty early on in the system's life. Shields, got that. I don't know why I just used one of those. See, there I keep getting hit. Because I'm not killing those things like I should be. Alright. I feel like something's about to come up here. I'm going to save that and let's check this out. Oof, was super fun. Now that you're collecting unemployment. Whoa, I missed that. It's always sunny. Did you get laid off, or what happened there? You don't have to say if you don't want to. I just feel concerned for you. I don't really have much to do at the time. Just need to take your cat for a walk. Your cat's yowling for his leash. Castlevania Dracula X Rondo of Blood. Required practice, memorization, timing. Oh yeah, absolutely. Old school challenge. I think all of the Castlevanias are kind of like that, isn't it? Other than maybe Donkey Kong 2, it's your favorite platformer? Ooh, that's a tough one to say. I guess I'm more of a casual fan. I do love Donkey Kong Country 2. It is my favorite of that series. But man, I don't know if I put that up there as one of my favorite. I just have to play it more. That's the thing. It'll become my favorite if I beat it. Yeah, maybe have to practice that boat stage again. One PC Engine game that is expensive to stay away from is Strider. Horrible port. Oh, really? Okay, I'll have to keep an eye out for that one not to get it. The problem is the Grim Reaper. Yeah, the Grim Reaper pattern. Well, they have a lot of annoying attack patterns in Castlevania games, don't they? At least I think so. Street Fighter 2 on the PlayStation. I'm sorry, on the PCE was amazing. 8-bit CPU. Looked a lot like the SNES and Genesis versions. Yeah, but Street Fighter 2 was that on the arcade card? So yeah, it still used the same 8-bit CPU, 16-bit graphics card, but it had almost 2 megabytes of RAM. Alright, I have the feeling I'm going to have to hit this very specifically. Yep. This is the perfect gun to have here, because I can just kind of strafe across them. Oh. Look at that. He's like, is he the mid-boss, or is that the end of the stage? Nope, not the end of the stage, for sure. I think this is this is one of the early Hue card games for this. Maybe they peaked too early with this system. Why would you want any other gun than this? Maybe that's the challenge. Keeping the gun you want throughout the entire stage and avoiding all the other ones. There we go. Ooh. Oh, I got a different pattern coming out of there now. Homing missiles, always a good sign. Missed one of my shields, is now down a little bit. I'm sure there's a certain point where I'll have to grab a different... I think I'm maxed out on power. Shields, thank you. Oh, but I gave up my homing missiles for shields. Who is it that said that Blazing Lasers has the best soundtrack of any video game? Some musical artist. Maybe that's a stretch of the imagination if it's who I'm actually thinking of, who actually said it. Yeah, this version of the weapon is not my favorite, but the fact that it kind of snakes through, I kind of like it. It kind of creates, I don't know, it has as wide of an area, but if you move back and forth like that. That was probably the easiest part of the game right there. Genesis Strider was awesome. Street Fighter 2 on PC, it was amazing. 8-bit CPU, oh, we were talking about that. Street Fighter 2 was a Hue card, yeah, but I thought, that must have been for the PC Engine then. And maybe it could have been for the PC Engine Duo or something like that, because their Hue card games could take advantage of more RAM that was built into the system. Like with the PC Engine... I'm sorry, like with the Turbografx, the Turbo Duo. There we go. I think it was a 20 megabit. Yeah, that would have been incredibly huge. Still not the arcade, but it's perfect. And they could have added more RAM inside of the cartridge, too. Kanye West, I think you're right, Hepwell. That's who I was thinking said it. They said, oh yeah, it's one of the best things. And the funny thing is, I'm like... I had no idea this game console even existed back then, so it's just, maybe it was a lot bigger in the market he had. There we go. Oh, that was close. That's tough. Is there any way I can... Okay, perfect. So we still went down with somewhat of a fight. I should have been capturing this. I'm doing much better than I ever have on this. That was only the second stage. I feel like I've been playing this game for a while. Alright, I'm going to pause this here for a second, make sure we got caught up on here. How long have I been playing this game for? It's been about a half hour. Yeah, about a half hour. So I'm going to take a restroom break here because this thing is not filling is filling up the bladder a bit quicker than usual. And when I come back, I will continue on with Blazing Lasers. But yeah, give me a second, guys. I will be right back. You know, I thought about getting something in there. I should have like an ad that plays during that or something like that. If you guys are interested in renting ad space, let me know. Have somebody's ad come up there during the channel and do like live commercials. I'm sure you guys wouldn't like that, but I would do like commercials for like interesting things, not like save 25.4% over our competitors' rates on your automotive required stipulation package. Because I wouldn't say insurance. I don't know when insurance ads crossed a line for me, but I want to say that I'm just going to refer to this person as Flo, and you guys can fill in the blank on who Flo works for. But Flo has outstayed Flo's welcome for the last 7 years. It's well overdue. It's time to retire Flo. And that's the thing. The video commercials I still find amusing. Those are fine. It's the radio commercials, the one that play on my Echo every morning when I'm in the shower. Those have just gotten so annoying. So that's a rant I could talk about forever. I know somebody now, unless I get sponsored by them, then I'll say, hey, Flo's my friend. So if Flo wants to sponsor my stream, let me know. But if you don't want Flo to sponsor my stream, I would suggest saying something else. Like there's got to be like maybe like an Atari VCS commercial or something like that. Or I can play some. I do have an archive of a whole bunch of old video game commercials, so I could start playing a few of those when I have to go to a potty break, go to the little boy's room. Yeah, back in the day when I'm not interested in the history of gaming, don't even know. I found out about the Turbografx 16 through Stephen L. Kent's The Ultimate History of Video Games. That book was recommended to me by the librarian when I was in high school, and that book really had an influence on me, I guess. I'm not going to say it's the best or most accurate. A lot of people have disputed a lot of the stuff that's in that book, but it's all interviews, so it's not really I don't want to say it's not really like a history textbook. History is interpretive, so you're always going to get people that are the way that it's described now is think of if there's a car accident that is witnessed by 100 people. Each one of those 100 people is going to tell a different story based on their perspective. So that's why you'll hear a lot of things. And of course, there's going to be people who want to aggrandize the situation. There's going to be some people who dramatize the situation. In itself, the fact that it's a collection of interviews and thoughts and of the people who actually were involved right then and there, your primary sources, I enjoy the book from that level. And there are a lot of good stories told in that book, so definitely enjoyed reading through that. I don't know if I don't know if I ever sat down and read it cover to cover, but yeah. But anyway, so I didn't know about this game console until The Ultimate History of Video Games by Stephen L. Kent until I read that. Oh, that's terrible. I have the feeling I'm going to be starting this stage over again very soon. That was tough. I don't know what's going on. What's going on, man? Can I destroy those things? I like that gun, but it's too low powered. Yep, took myself with it. Alright. We're gonna try that from the beginning, obviously. Ah, I got hit. Thankfully I have some shields. I want 3, right? Nope. 3. That's what I want. Beautiful. Stay away from number 1. What are those pink orbs, pink/purple/fuchsia orbs doing for me? 3. 3. Alright, those have like a protective shield behind them. Thanks to go all the way back this far, but there we go. Ooh, I got hit. That's not a good spot to get hit in. Alright, we're gonna do this a couple more times, but I think I'm gonna have to switch over to Gate of Thunder. I'm trying to get dizzy from how many times this... Ooh, that's not fun at all. Gosh, I like the homing missiles, but I kind of need the shield. Three. Shields. Thank you. Ooh. Okay, so those bombs can defeat them. Just gotta avoid them otherwise. Three. This is tough. It's hard for me to keep talking at all while this stuff's going on. Whew! That is some tough stuff. Can you put that down for a second? My hand's going numb because I'm like squeezing the controller trying to get that through. As a kid, NES, Turbografx. Whoa, missed that one. As a kid, Turbografx, SNES were your faves. 1985 to 1995, simpler times. Yeah. NES, SNES, and Genesis for me. Like I said, I had no idea the Turbografx existed. I also had no idea that the Neo Geo existed either. Outside of the arcade, I guess. Had a Genesis, played a Genesis a lot less back then, grew to appreciate it more later on. And that's the thing, too. I was kind of surprised until I did my Ultimate Sega Genesis review, just how many games I would end up enjoying on the console. I thought for sure there'd be a lot more junk titles that I would not enjoy on there than I ended up enjoying. So the sad thing is just how quickly I had to go through it for getting the video done. And I spent a year on the Sega Genesis. But I had to go through the Sega CD, too. The Sega CD really surprised me as well. The 32X, yeah. No surprise there. It's as... To me, it's as disappointing today as it was back then. Maybe not as disappointing. It would have been more disappointing back in the day. Really, the disappointment comes from collecting it and paying a lot for it, and it not offering the upgraded experiences that I can't find anywhere else. Oh, I wanted to get the shields. Now it's on F. Missiles? Okay. Or multi-fire. Oh no! See? I done messed up. I done messed up now. Well, did I? Oh, I was so close to the shield. Let's try that again. Alright, I did get pinged there. Okay, I am destroying those things. They just take a lot of hits. Homing? Ah. Get away from there. Shields is fine. Three? Yeah. One, I don't want one. One is the loneliest weapon that you ever knew. Two is just as bad as one. If I get either one, I will be all done. Nope. Alright, hands going numb again. Whenever SNES got a Neo Geo port, I always wanted it. Oh yeah. There's some ports on the Genesis too that they have done. What is that? Okay. Those mutated spiders can take some hits. That's right. I'm wasting those missiles. But I'm getting there. Is that Area 3? That is Area 3. Holy cow. I think that's the farthest I've gotten in this game. Then again, I am using save states. Usually if you get hit once, I'm done. Same thing with R-Type, right? I don't know what's going on there, but I'm going to save. We'll probably see a little bit of this level, and then I'll have to move on. I don't have to. I can play this however long that I want. Hey, Ring Fit Master, welcome to the stream. For you, never grew up with any of the 16-bit consoles. They're all before your time. Personally, I love all three. Each of them offers something different. That's my perspective now too, even though I grew up with two of them, and not all of them. Selling point on the Turbografx CC are the cute 'em ups. Yeah, those ones aren't too bad either. By the way, welcome Damon to the stream. It's amazing how the Turbografx 16 can make better voices than the Genesis. I think it depends on how they're programmed. Like I said, the Genesis sound chip was now I'm trying to think of what I'm saying. Oh yeah, the Genesis sound chip was very powerful, but it was misutilized a lot, is what I'll say. Never got into R-Type as much as all the hype it's got. You know what? I got into it because it's one of the few games we own for the SNES. So, yep. That was my big deal. So we had Super R-Type. Wish we would have got R-Type 3 because trying to collect that now is kind of a pain. This is my favorite weapon that we have here. Oh, thank goodness I did not get the number 2 there. The number 2 weapon lives up to its name in this game. This level kind of reminds me of some Metroid Blaster Master R-Type kind of stuff. That was really insane. I'm going to save the state. I really like this weapon. Oh. It's close. Because when you move side to side, I really like being able to hit things multiple times with the same ray. No, not Rey Skywalker. Yeah, those things are gonna... So I'm getting close to the point. I'm really getting tempted to abuse the... I need that shield. I'm really getting close to where I'm going to abuse the save states. So far, I don't think I've done too bad with them. What I've been using... Oh, I want... There we go. What I'm using the save states for now is instead of respawning with no weapons when I die, I just respawn with all weapons when I die. And I have infinite lives that way. But really, it's only been in a few key areas where I've needed to use them. That's where I'm going to do it. I think Western devs were lazy with the Genesis sound chip, but Japanese games have developed it for it confidently. Yeah, I mean, I can see it on both ones. There were some UK developers over in PAL regions that coded for it very well. R-Type is also on the Turbografx 16, and I don't notice the... Ooh. There we go. It's not the end, is it? Yeah. And I didn't notice the... Save the state again? I definitely noticed the... Now I can't remember what I was going to say. I noticed something. Oh, I didn't notice as much slowdown on this one, but yeah, I definitely see that. R-Type on the TG16 was a good port, just missing the parallax from the arcade, yep. Just never got into it that much. It's Soldier Blade, Zonk, Gate of Thunder. Oh yeah, well, if on the Turbografx 16, something like that's not going to stick out as much, right? Because when there's too many shoot 'em ups to go through, when you have so many good options to choose from on the console, R-Type will not stick out as much. I think the reason why it sticks out for me on the Super Nintendo is because even though there are some good shoot 'em ups on the platform, I don't think there's as many. There's not a big of a ratio, there we go, on this console as there are on others. Oh, my weapon got downgraded. There we go. This level kind of reminds me of the game Paranoia as well. Or Psychosis. Paranoia in Japan, Psychosis in the US. Holy cow. I am noticing that there's a lot of flickering going on to kind of hide the fact that they can't... Oh, now they're just going to start adding those in as an enemy. Best shoot 'em up you want on the Turbografx 16 is Gradius, only released in Japan. Yeah, sadly. that one was. Axley was your favorite shoot 'em up on the SNES? I don't know if I played that one. Axley? Axley? Didn't know I was impressed with Montana's voice commentary. Didn't know that I was impressed with Montana's voice. Oh, Joe Montana football? Yeah. NFL Football 94 was my favorite. It was sad to see, well, it was strange for me to see that voice being used. Oh, geez. For Sports Talk Baseball. I didn't realize that was something that was used in a bunch of other games. Okay. Oh. Okay, just avoid the arms. That's right. Area 4 clear? Actually has some awesome Mode 7 effects on the SNES. Mode 7 really made that console stick out from its counterparts, didn't it? It's such a simple effect, but really, Genesis couldn't do it, Turbografx couldn't do it. And then they decided to add a new graphics chip for Star Fox on there. I mean, it's just insane what that console was able to do with just some simple trickery effects. Okay, I don't like these pyramids that can shoot out things. It's hard for me to avoid them. Is it time to switch weapons? I really like this weapon. I really do. It's been like a multi-purpose. Okay, destroy every pyramid. It's good to know. Ooh. And the obelisks. Ooh. Okay. I just got taken out by the power-up. No, thank you. I would rather redo this level again. Okay. The good game design in this game is that there's nothing that's really too... like, it really slowly introduces you into the concepts you need to beat each level. There's my multi-fire. Ooh. That's close. Definitely do not like these pyramids. Oh my gosh. Whew. I don't know how I avoided all that. Oh. Almost grabbed that one I didn't want to. It really wants to give me weapon number 4. Homing missiles will be good. Okay. Oh my gosh, we're back to this again. I really need to destroy these things before they launch. There's number 3 again. It's gonna be tougher again. So I updated this. I've been doing all this stuff off a Raspberry Pi. And I updated it last time because I noticed that it's been a while since I'd updated, and this is actually doing pretty good. I haven't noticed any better experience with this. Oh. Yeah, we're good. Good thing I saved right before then. Shields, please. So we're gonna need it. So I got hit. These Easter Island head statues, or whatever they are, not winning me any favors. Oh, gosh. Yeah, I think that might be a good time to call it quits. Almost got 100,000 points on there, but that's about as far as I want to grind. At least on this game. We'll switch over to Gate of Thunder here in a second as soon as I catch up on comments. Alright, give me a second here and I will switch over games. I'm going to switch over to Gate of Thunder for Super CD-ROM. I have a little story about that game and how I got it too. Here we go. So we're going to watch the intro to this first as I catch up on some comments. But as we're doing that, I'm going to move this off to the side here for a second. I'm going to show you. So, Gate of Thunder was a pack-in title for the Turbo Duo. And I'll show you here how I got this. So I don't want to say it's necessarily a rare game, but I mean, yeah, it's kind of rare in the sense that a lot of Turbografx stuff's rare. But anyway, so I saw a listing on eBay for this title, and a lot of people are charging over $100 to get this 4-in-1 combo disc, or I guess it's 3-in-1. But here is here's the disc. This is Gate of Thunder, Bonk's Adventure, Bonk's Revenge. This is the pack-in disc, one of them that came with the Turbo Duo. They actually packed in a lot to the Turbo Duo to get it to sell well. I almost dropped the disc. But these are kind of expensive to collect online. It's over $100 to get this. However, I saw an eBay listing, and it said, buy Shapeshifter for the Super CD-ROM. But the game that was pictured with it was not Shapeshifter. It was actually this game. So I paid $50 for this, and ended up getting this game. So Shapeshifter was actually not the game that I bought. The guy advertised it as Shapeshifter because he had the case, but this is the game he actually was selling. So, my thanks to that eBayer for not knowing which game he was actually selling, and that way I could get a decent price on it. But yeah, you can't find this for $50 online usually. Yep, this is going to be another shoot 'em up. So yeah, we're going to watch the beginning here. I got to capture the beginning of it. This is actually my first time playing this one. I've played Blazing Lasers before, and I hate to say it, guys, but this one's going to be where I end it tonight. This is going to be the last game I play for tonight. Let me see if I can get the Turbo Duo on here. Just that way you guys know which console I'm trying to do. Let's do image. Add existing. That's got a nice catchy soundtrack there. That's definitely some 90s rock music. I'll just have to go into the actual folder. See, I was nowhere near ready for the stream tonight like I should have been. But that's alright. There it is. Oh, we're playing as the police. And this one may be the Japanese ROM, I'm not quite sure, because this is just the game by itself. I actually just recently got the 3-in-1 disc, and I haven't had a chance to make it, what am I trying to say? I haven't had a chance to capture the image for it for the emulator. There we go. Okay, so this one's a horizontally scrolling shooter. That'll be nice. We're getting a little dizzy from all the lines going up the screen a little bit again. The 4-in-1, it's really a 4-in-1 disc. Original Bomberman's hidden in the code. Yeah, it's actually hidden within Gate of Thunder, isn't it? The original Bomberman. There we go. Don't know why that's not in there. Holy cow. This does look like blazing lasers for... Oh, you gotta... I don't know if I'm gonna like this. I don't like the ones that force you to shoot in front of and behind you at the same time. I know that sounds kind of weird to say. It's just not a playstyle I'm used to. Like, I'm used to the R-Type style of horizontally scrolling shooters. They didn't require you to do that a lot in Super R-Type. You had to be careful of all directions, and I guess you could shoot behind you if you use that thing behind you, but I only shoot in one direction. That's forward. Maybe why I'm not that good at some of these games as I would like to be. Boom, that is a huge image. Scale that down. Possibly. There we go. Perfect. And then... I like also how they use the, what am I trying to think of? They use the audio track for the music, but then all the sound effects have to be done through the turbo chip. So through the actual sound chip inside the console. Yeah, whoa, the console's too big. It's a very high resolution image. I don't know why I had one saved, but I couldn't find it. So I had to use that. That one's from Wikipedia, so it's free and open source to use. As long as I credit Wikipedia, which I just did. There we go. There's Gate of Thunder's cover art, so... Just in case people are wondering which one I'm playing, I usually like to put the cover art back up there. I'm looking to see, too, if they... Yeah, they're just going to replay the intro. So we'll go ahead and get started on this. Almost never turn my guns backwards. Most of the game is not really practical. Let's see, we got level, we got... Normal, hard, and devil. I'm just going to go with normal then. That'll be fine. Let's do this. Copyright 1992 Hudson Soft. So this technically would have been a launch title, wouldn't it? Since it was a pack-in with the Turbo Duo. Is this one hit kill? Okay, apparently I can't go down there. I was trying to see if... Okay, that is a power-up. I'm trying to learn this game, so I'm going to play this first level poorly. I'm going to say on purpose, why not? How do I... Yep, okay. So that was... I just reset the console. Let's try that again. I was trying to see how to... If there's a button combination where I have to press something to turn the guns around, because there's only 2 buttons on there, And both the buttons were not doing something, so that's the alternative fire. Okay, so I just got, there we go. There's my power up there. Got some homing missiles, that'll help. I was trying to see how to turn my guns around, but I don't know the button combination, and I don't want to reset the console, so I'm not actually going to click that. Look at the pseudo-parallax scrolling they have going on here. Compared to what we were just playing, this doesn't look... I mean, yeah, I don't want to say it doesn't look too much more advanced. I can definitely tell it's upgraded. Because they have over 200... There we go. They have about 200 kilobytes of RAM now versus the 8 kilobytes they were using for game code with the Hue card. And then 64 kilobytes of video RAM. So that's what the other game was using. This one has 192 megabytes of RAM, plus the 64K for video RAM. The 64K may be upgraded in the Super CD games, I'm not quite sure. Oh, what did I hit? Can I not go too high? The boundaries in this game are not as self-apparent as I thought. Okay, so that's still pause. I think it probably has something to do with the select button. The select button does something, yeah. That's it, that's game over. I'm not liking this game as much. I gotta tell you to do this. So, double tap the fire button to turn the guns, okay. But you really have to use that. Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know if I had to use that there or not. I'm not going to enter my name because that is a terrible... That's my name. Didn't even make the top 5. Alright, let's do that again. Christopher says, yesterday you watched Ancient Aliens, talk about Indonesian people. Well, yeah, that's the History Channel has some weird stuff on there. I am not using it. Continue to start back at the first level, so we're going to do that. Needs a password on the game select screen if you choose between the two. Oh, okay. So that's to access Bomberman. I don't really need to because I have Bomberman and Bonk 1 and 2 on Hue card. So I could have saved some money just by buying the thing. This didn't actually come with a case. This is a custom case somebody made online, and then I just made the print job of it. My printer right now only does black and white, so that's what I have. But I'll show you this too. This maybe I'll end with this because I'm not really feeling this game too much. This game. Let me pause this for just a second. I'll show you this here real quick. This is the game that was the find of the convention. I got Lords of Thunder complete in the box. I had a copy of Lords of Thunder for the Turbo Duo. The problem is the disc was so scratched up it didn't work, and I even got it resurfaced, still didn't work. So the audio kept cutting out. So yes, this was my latest find. It comes in this plastic case here. But yes, Lords of Thunder is also another good shooter. I played it before though, so I mean, I could play it again. But that one was the find of the entire convention for me. Definitely happy I found that. I'm gonna give this another shot. Don't worry, I'm not done with it yet. Think I might disconnect the 3DO and hook up my Turbo Duo and play some... Ah! Is that Exile? Or Exit to Eden? Yeah, I don't keep my 3DO plugged in to my setup because I don't have the room. But the Turbo Duo is definitely going to take the place of the Turbografx being plugged in. Mother of Pearl. I'm just going to reset it. I don't want to die 4 or 5 times to restart that level over again. Let's just start this again from scratch. Lords of Thunder you like, but you prefer Gate of Thunder, really? Lords of Thunder was on the Sega CD. That's where I originally played it. It plays good on this console, too. I don't know what... Oh, sorry. That's what it's doing, is it's changing my speed. So, that last reset was unintentional, sorry. Is your favorite nickname? I always put that in there when I really feel frustrated with a game. Those are my initials. AAA. Triple A. Sorry, I need to put that back up there so you guys can see that. Alright, we're going to start this out, and hopefully we don't try to reset the console. So, I'm just going to avoid pressing the select button, because that keeps resetting my console. Excuse me. That thing's really hard to grab, and now it's gone. Those are the homing missiles that I wanted. It makes the beginning of this level very easy. I don't know what that green does. Do I have to press a button to switch weapons too? I'm gonna see. I'm gonna save that state there just because I'm not quite sure if it is gonna let me do that or not. So yep, double tap does that. That switches my weapon. And of course, as soon as I figure it out, that's why I saved the state. Okay, I'm figuring this out. I think I want to keep with this weapon. But I'll change it if I want. I'm going to abuse the heck out of save states in this one just so I can get anywhere. Alright, now I have 3 different weapons. Okay. This one's very powerful, but I don't like the fire pattern with it. Well, so that's how you do that. You guys are getting my first... Okay, so whichever weapon you have when you die is the one you're forfeiting. That makes sense. I kind of like this weapon's pretty darn powerful. Okay, that's a projectile I narrowly missed. Problem is I don't know if that's a save state I want to make. Yes, it is. I got the shields. Okay. I made it this far the first time, but I didn't make it much farther. This is like the overpowered weapon. Yeah. So that's the one where I'd have to use the double tap. Trying to avoid those even though I got the shields. I don't want my shields to run out. Doing a little bit better. Now I've got homing missiles. Now I've got... Ooh. Now I've got just about all of it. Now I've got some fantastic effects going on here. Got a little parallax scrolling going in the background, even though it's not really capable of doing that. I'm starting to like this game. It does take some memorization. And I don't like how much of the screen it's scrunching me into. I feel like that's more of a challenge than anything. This does not look like it's going to be fun. Okay. I'm dead. Ah. There we go. Only took most of my lives. Whew. Let's go back here. How's your favorite name? Lords of Thunder. Prefer Gate of Thunder. I already read that. Use side options to hit things while shielding your ship. Okay. Yeah, I definitely need some practice. Like I said, this is the first time I've ever played this game. Save states are like mulligans on steroids. Save states are a good way to get a good feel for a game before you actually want to go out and try and beat it. Because back in the day, we just watched somebody who was better than us play the game, but now this allows me to kind of learn from some of the mistakes, and I'm trying to learn the controls as I'm doing this, and I'm actually getting somewhere with it. I think the tight screen is only on stage 1 and again in 3. Okay. Hey, John. Forget. Welcome to the stream. New subscriber. Just wanted to say, love the content. Gotten back into retro gaming in a couple years. Wish to see your channel soon. Oh, I appreciate that, John. Thanks for joining us. It's definitely good to have you guys in here. It's a challenging game, but fair. Memorize levels, boss patterns. It's all good. Yep. That's why. I've got another person who I've talked to. I don't want to say I follow. But there's another person who I also talked to on YouTube that he doesn't like the fact that I use save states. I mean, he kind of says to each his own, but he really does. He looks down on me for using save states, and I'm like, you know what? Sometimes life is too short. Like I said, in Blazing Lasers, I barely had to use them, but I'm used to playing that game now. So this is more of the learning experience for me than it is anything else. Oh, I got the shield back. Good deal. If I just said I barely had to use shooting behind me, I have enemies appearing behind me all the time in this game, it looks like. And this is kind of... It's not scrunching me too much, but it's making me go through narrow corridors. Ooh. Ooh. I lost that shield pretty quick. I'm switching save states now, because I feel like if I want to go back, so when I have more shields, I can do that. So I'm getting some upgraded weapons here. Let's see what happens if I switch over to that. Nope. This is my... Ooh! Look at that! That's a good effect. It's animating the sprites, it's not actually making them bigger and smaller, it's scaling them. Up, see? There I was not paying attention. That's right. How I made it through there this time, I have no idea. Whew, hands going numb. Saving states is cheating. I agree. I 100% agree. Well, that uses a different pattern, but I'm using it to learn. That's what I'm doing right here. This is a first impression of the game. I don't always cheat in all phases of life, but sometimes. I do agree that this game is a bit more on the fair side than I've seen other shoot-em-ups. There we go. Shield back. Gosh, that has that high-pitched noise I really don't like. Because that's the same high-pitched noise they used in Blazing Lasers. So they have some ups. Got hit again. There's definitely some good parallax scrolling effects here. This game's really living up to its reputation here. I'm trying to get a feel here if I feel like this is something that... What was that? If this is something I feel like could have been done on stock hardware on another console, and other than the music, I'm really feeling like this could have been done on the Genesis. Although there are a lot more sprites in this game that already could have been stored on a standard Genesis cartridge. I like that. I like that attack move. Whew. Trying to make it through here. Saving it once again. It's better for the stream to use save states for your first time playing. We would only be seeing you play the first level if you weren't. I agree with that statement. I was gonna say when I play this off stream, I don't use save states. I'm actually playing on original hardware when I'm off stream. Okay. Okay. I don't like that at all. That's an unfair attack. My gosh.
Game over.
And that did it. Right there. I think that's where I'm gonna leave that. Definitely more of an oh, I made the high score list because I used save states. Did I make the top one? That's right. I will go back and play that game again, but I'm looking forward to playing it on the I'm looking forward to playing it more on original hardware. Oh. The continue beckons me. Holy cow, Pity Pat Matt. Coming in with the donation. Appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. Let me backtrack a few comments and I'll read your join player 1 star on Patreon. Oh, that's man, you guys. The support on here is always humbling. So, and again, I've been told I don't take praise well. I think I take it well. It just always leaves me speechless. So I do appreciate that. Pity Pat, leaving me speechless again. Save states are playing on your own terms. True. I kind of agree with that a little bit too. Most arcade games are made to eat quarters, so you gotta have save states just to see the whole game. Yeah, well, and that's the thing too. Then, once you know what to expect, you can go in and play. I think it's a time suck. Like, if I had all the time in the world, if I did YouTube full time and I did that, I probably wouldn't use save states at all, because some of the stuff I have to go and see more of the game than I'm gonna have time to do. So like I said, part of it's a time issue, but part of it is, yeah, it's kind of the big thing. I use save states on Pokemon games so you can get a shiny starter Pokemon. That's awesome. On Hard and Devil mode, he changes his patterns. Really? Yeah, I was kind of wondering. I'm like, this is the easier difficulty, and I kind of see that, but it's still a little bit hard for my play style. Like, it doesn't mesh with the way that I play shooters as easy. I will say that front and back thing wasn't as big of an issue as I thought it was going to be. The double tap to go back is kind of neat, but like I said, it's just something I'm always going to forget to do. So, this game is actually, for initial impression is that it's good. I like Blazing Lasers a little bit better, but maybe I'm not comparing apples to apples with that one. I mean, I guess they're both made by Hudson Soft, aren't they? The one's a vertical scrolling shooter. This one is horizontally scrolling, but I didn't like the shrinking of the screen in this first level. That third weapon, though, that weapon is a beast. I like going through that one. I think Gate of Thunder had 7 stages. 3 and 4 were similar stages, but the rest of the game distinguishes itself each well. Yeah, I was going to say, it's not going to be very long either, is it? So, I'm speeding through the first couple stages. When I go back to play this on original hardware, which I will do probably this weekend, because this is another recent game pickup that I got. It was on eBay. Somebody was selling it, thinking they were selling a different game. The disc is in pretty good shape, too, so definitely like it. And it comes with Bonk's Adventure and Bonk's Revenge for the Turbo Duo, so this could be one I can keep in the disc drive. But really, I'm going to go back, and just because I can, Let's see if I already have the... Hang on a second here. Yeah, I already have enough footage captured for it, but I'm going to play it anyway. Just because I just finally got a version that works, is I'm going to play a little bit of Lords of Thunder. In that case, I'm going to have to switch over to the blank stream. There we go. As I switch over to the next game. Although, I don't know, I could play a game I haven't played before again. Here's another game that's... Okay, I'm going to play this game just because I don't expect it to be very good for very long. So let's go ahead and... I'm going to try it again. Not Lords of Thunder. I'll save that for the next stream when I'm feeling good for that one. Christopher, you said, I wonder when your channel's going to get getting bigger and your stream will become more crowded. You can't read our stream anymore. Hey, you know what? I will always try to make time for the stream. I will never be able to read every comment. Even now, it takes me a little bit to keep up with it. But I would always say hi to those of you who have been here forever. Definitely. Levels 6 and 7 were epic. Oops, hang on. You guys are hearing but not seeing. I'm not capturing. You ready for this? This is how I'm going to end today because I don't think it's going to take me very long to play it. No longer Gate of Thunder. It's John Madden Football CD. This is another one. I got this loose on disc and it's sitting in the other part of the room. But yeah, somebody requested that I stream this just because I have not... Holy cow, that is dizzying. Oh, it's a video. It is a full screen, full motion video. That's the first time I've seen that on the Turbo Duo. Oh, I have to see this on a CRT. See those vertical lines? That has to do with how they compress the video and how many colors they have. There's another YouTuber. I'm just going to do a shout out to it's Coding Secrets. Talks about... Oh yeah, look at that. That is all of its 8... This is 8-bit processed video in a 16-bit, 64 kilobit video RAM thing. Oh yeah, look at that. His face almost disappears as one color there. I'm actually enjoying this. It's a young John Madden right there, folks. Level 5 had an interesting desert level too. I will probably come back to Gate of Thunder again. I can do it on stream too. It's getting to the point now where I'm kind of getting burnt out from the stream. Not completely. Burnt out from gaming on the stream, and oh, we'll just take this off here. Oh yeah, there's the faux 3D effect. So this is the main menu. I had yet to see that was a treat. I was not expecting that. Full screen, full motion video on there. Oh, let's see here. Pity pet. Yeah. Have to pay a few bucks to get noticed one day, I hope. Oh, I appreciate that. You guys are gonna make me blush here. Game is similar to Lightning Force, but you like Gate of Thunder more? Okay, Gate of Thunder is also... Oh, sorry. I was completely thinking something else. But yes, I agree, Hepwo. AVGN hates John Madden games. I will say, I enjoyed the Sega Sports version of football games before I started playing Madden. Look at that. That's a more realistic crowd than I see in live action games today. All the cardboard cutouts. I want to see more full motion video, but it looks like it's going to do a game demo here. And if you notice, I have this zoomed in to where what you're seeing would be what the CRT would show. Oh yeah, there's another video. There's the coin toss. It is heads. John Madden going to call it? We could just watch him play this game here for a little bit. Don't like this game though. It gave me a headache. Really? You tell you the truth, I don't know. I'm liking the graphics that I'm seeing so far. It's using that false 3D impression here. The sprites don't get bigger or larger. They just fade to the background. And yeah, the way they're updating the screen is how they're doing it. That's an old school programming trick that they would use on like 8-bit systems and 16-bit consoles before Mode 7. Madden on the Turbo was like that on the original Genesis game, so by the time it came out, the Genesis version felt years ahead. I can see that because, yeah, the 1989 version on Genesis, maybe it was the 1990 version, I didn't really care for John Madden back then. I played it years later. Sorry, Julius, I almost missed your comment there. It says, will I do a review of this Commodore 64 and VIC-20? Yes. I have done some preliminary work on it, but I need more experience with those systems before I can get a good beat on it. But yes, after the 16-bit war, my goal is to either go back and do the portable consoles or do some of the 1980s computers. I'd probably start out with the Apple II, but the VIC-20 and the Commodore 64 wouldn't be far behind. That's one of the reasons why I got the C64, because my Commodore 64 stopped outputting video, so I have the original hardware. But if I capture footage for it, it's going to be off of the C64. I mean, that thing's just 100 times easier to use. And all the games that I have for the Commodore 64 and VIC-20 will play on it. Little John Madden, that works for me. I'm going to play the game in a little bit, but I'm actually kind of happy just watching the game play out. Is this going to be, should I have the Turbografx next year predict the Super Bowl with John Madden football? I still got to do Tecmo Super Bowl. I mean, that's going to be a given. I would do both if I didn't do anything else. I also have John Madden football for the 3DO, and it looks a lot better than it does on here, but it is much more capable hardware. AVGN hates John Madden just for fun. He's just acting. Oh yeah, he does a lot of stuff for comedic effect, and I mean, I enjoy his videos, but I'm not really one that would say I enjoy them for their historic authenticity or for genuine reviews. Sometimes his reviews and opinions are based on how funny they would be. So it's hard to get a good beat. Actually, it's sad they canceled the series because I think Mike Matei, I don't know how you pronounce his last name. I think it's Mike Matei. He stepped away from a lot of projects they were doing on the channel, so now they're not doing James and Mike Mondays anymore. I feel like you get a more honest opinion through those playthroughs between the two of them, although they are just showing some of the interesting gameplays before. I kind of like those more than his AVGN reviews in terms of getting an opinion from them. But you never know. I feel like most of the opinions I give on the channel are legitly mine. If I don't really have a strong opinion one way or the other, I will look at what the reviewers say, and I'll just say what the reviewers said. But I won't pass that off as my own opinion. I'll say, reviewers of the time said that this was rated as an 8 out of 10. And I'll be like, sounds good to me. I don't really have a strong opinion one way or the other. That's how I'll finish that sentence. So. Kind of miss the play-along game streams I used to do. Wheel of Fortune was fun. Oh, yeah, we could end with a Wheel of Fortune. Last week I did a game where I had people in the chat play along with me with Fibbage. There's no Wheel of Fortune for the TurboGrafx, but I can pull up Wheel of Fortune for the Sega CD version is no longer on here. I had to delete it to save space. But I can pull out the NES version, the Super Nintendo, the Genesis. I can do any of those. Let me know what you guys prefer, and I'll do a round of Wheel of Fortune before we're done. Good idea, Pity Pat. Good idea. FMV Madden, yep. Oh, I missed the comment, too, by the way. I wanted to get back to it. Yeah. John Madden is 85 years old now. That is insane. I was just wondering the other day why he doesn't do commentating anymore. But I guess if I was 85 years old, I'd want to quit my job, too, wouldn't I? Unless I was playing games for YouTube, I'd keep doing that. Never been into sports ball games? Yeah, it's a tough sell. For me, it was Madden 2001 was the first game I got for the PlayStation 2. My brother got Midnight Club. I got Madden 2001, and I really loved Madden 2001. I played that game a lot. So that's when I really started getting into it. I was a football fan back then, too. I'm not really a huge sports guy, but I can casually watch football. I also help out at my school. I do the clock and scoreboard for football. I used to do it for basketball, do it for wrestling, stuff like that. So I kind of got into it when you know the people that are playing it, it makes it a little bit more fun than watching professional sports. Dryerland, welcome to the stream. I don't know if I've welcomed you yet, but it says, cool, I love the Commodore 64. That's right. I guess I can say I love it too, but I'm not going to say whether or not I love it more or less than any other game PC. There we go. Gaming PC. I almost said game console. Gaming PC of its time. I guess it was a gaming PC back then, wasn't it? Madden was solid for the TurboGrafx CD. What's amazing to me, and I think this is probably due to emulation, is how quickly it's loading those video clips. I feel like there would be some seek time for the laser. You gotta wait a couple of seconds. It plays the video clip, wait a couple seconds, the game resumes. I have the feeling the emulation's making this go a little bit quicker. I'll let you guys know when I play it on the actual hardware. Football on Sunday, football on Christmas, football on Halloween. Yep, that's what I said, my family is really into it. My dad's a huge football fan, too. I'm a Bears fan because back in the 80s, when I was born, I was born the same year that the Bears won the Super Bowl. The last time they did. They won it for the NFL season of 1985, which ended in 1986. So, rest assured, I was probably just a couple of massive cells at that point in time. Do Super Mario Paint. You have that game. I found it today. The mouse doesn't work well. I do have the mouse. I do have that game. It's actually from my childhood. It's one of the few games original to my collection. My parents bought it back in like 1993, 94, and I played the heck out of the game. I played the heck out of the Fly Swatter game on there. To date, I don't have a good way of emulating that, though, so I'd have to play it off original hardware. And again, it's hard to stream it just because of how delayed it gets. Oh, the chains are out. I said it's a first down. I'm kind of surprised there's not a lot of commentary here. Wheel of Saturn. I don't have a Wheel of Fortune game for Saturn either. I don't know if they made one. I have a Wheel of Fortune for Nintendo 64. Doesn't emulate well, though. Oh, no, your Dogecoin's way down today. It was supposed to go to the moon. Should have sold. You gotta sell high and buy low, Jetstreamer. Technomone J. Those clips of the crowd in high school bleachers are killing me. Yeah, they really went to all efforts to get this game going on here, didn't they? The Bears. Yep. Gym class was a daily exercise in humiliation. Oh, yeah, I can't play real sports to save my life. I tried in high school. My freshman and sophomore year, I tried to play football, and I ran into so many physical ailments. One of the big ones was I kept getting ear infections because just how I am. Underlying health condition there is what I'll say. Yes, there was a load time on original hardware, and it held up the actual gameplay. I was wondering, because I'm like, that's loading way too quickly. So, I wonder if I'll have to edit that in, that little pause that those videos do. Again, I'll have to, because I want to have the high quality capture footage, but I'll probably find out a way to get it to pause as it accurately would. They should emulate it in that way, right? Yep. A novelty the first time you see it, then it just becomes tedious waiting for the next run to run the next play. Yeah, I got this game. It came in a 2-style case, kind of like I have this other game too, sitting next to me. Sim Earth, which came with the original case. For some reason, it only has one disc, but it came in a dual case. I was trying to figure out why that is. Yeah. I want to drop all these. So again, one disc with a dual case. The John Madden game would originally come like that too, but I just got it in a paper sleeve because I wanted to be cheap. I can't afford to buy all these games in complete master condition, so that's why I've copied over some of these case arts. But like I said, hopefully one day I'll be able to afford those. Maybe I'll win the lottery and I'll be able to do that, or someone will fund the Patreon. I know. I feel so. I don't know. I feel so embarrassed. I don't know how to say. I feel so low having to push my own Patreon. I'm just enjoying watching the game. It's good. Brett Favre. I'm surprised he hasn't mentioned him yet. He was probably playing by 1993. If you have the SNES, there's no problems if you want to play Mario Paint. You could skate. Oh, I have absolutely zero balance. Here's one of the things that a lot of people they find it shocking to learn because everyone else knows how to do it, but I can't ride a bike because I have no balance. Never have. I've always been overweight ever since I can remember, and I'm not using that as an excuse. For years I can ride on a bike, but as soon as I start to pedal, my balance gets thrown off and I just fall down. But I can swim. And I will argue to the death that being able to swim is a much more vital skill than being able to ride a bike. Because, here's the way I'll say this. Have you ever been in the middle of the ocean drowning and has a bike ever helped you? I'm not saying if I was in the middle of the ocean I'd be able to swim to shore. That probably couldn't happen. But at least I wouldn't die right away. I could probably find some driftwood. There's always driftwood out there that you can grab onto, right? Or I can be like, what was that screensaver that had the guy on the deserted island? I can swim to the deserted island. Oh, what was that called? I can't remember. You actually played, hang on a second, I missed that. Never played any version of Sim Earth, played SimCity on the SNES. Well, but since you guys mentioned it, I had only played SimCity 2000 Special Edition on the PC back in the day. But my friend, who was going through and cleaning out some things in his house, he gave me his copy of SimCity 2000 for the PlayStation, and it supports... Let me see if I can get that on there. It supports the PlayStation mouse. I'm trying to do this, like, in the mirror. So, it supports the mouse on there, and I don't have one. So I'm going to get one and see if SimCity 2000 is going to be good to play on there. But yeah, it's in immaculate condition. He used to play this all the time, he said. It's complete inbox. He just donated it to me, so thank you. Robert, you know who you are, for donating that to me. But yeah, I have SimCity 2000. It's funny I got Sim Earth the same week that I got SimCity 2000 for the PlayStation. He also gave me WWF SmackDown 2 Know Your Role, and a couple of games that I already own. But here's another one. He's a big wrestling fan. He owns every single version of these games, all the way up until, from the PlayStation, till 2K20. I think he's missing 2K18 is the only one he doesn't have. This one's seen better days, but I can clean that up. So... Who's winning? I saw Dallas and Phoenix. Oh, there's an interception. I know I'm not paying attention to any of the game that's playing here. I mean, if this will play the whole game, we should probably watch the whole game, right? And then we'll move on and do some Wheel of Fortune before we leave. I'm having fun talking about this stuff. So we started the stream with talking about the PlayStation 3 and the PlayStation Vita stores reversing their decision to close. And I did talk about having... I still play it. This is my PlayStation Vita. It sits on my desk next to me because this is probably one of the most often game consoles that I play. I played the PSP a lot during the initial shutdowns a year ago because I could take it anywhere. I could sit outside and play it. And it was a whole bunch of retro games on there, like Vice City Stories and a whole bunch of other things. First down.
First down.
There it is. But anyway, whenever I'm doing something on the computer and my computer has to have a minute, either it's rendering a video file or a program is compiling or something, whatever I'm doing on my computer, I'll pull out my Vita and I'll usually play a round or two of a game on here. I have Guacamelee, which I've been playing lately, Hot Shots Golf, but the game I just got was called Touch My Katamari. I actually just got this at that video game convention I went to last weekend. You guys saw it on Instagram. I'll do a video showing this every once in a while. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to show the video this week. Number one, because I don't have it done. But number two, because I just did a video game hunting video last week, and I really don't like doing those 2 weeks in a row. It really tunes people out, so. Myself included. I can only watch those for so many hours. So, it may be next week that when I get that video done, but I'll show you. I got a lot of cool stuff from that video game convention. Things I can't usually find. Uncharted on the PlayStation Vita. Now, that was one I had to sit down and play for a while and actually play through. It took me about 10 hours, I want to say, to get through it. But yes, Uncharted on PlayStation Vita is a very good game. I have it digital download. That's part of the problem with this stuff. I started collecting PlayStation Vita games a couple of years ago, just as they were starting to increase in value. Because I actually didn't own very many physical games for it. Almost all of my games... Oh, here we go. So this is halftime here? Is this where it's going to end? Look at the animated GIF there of John Madden. Look at how animated he is. check out this exciting game highlight. I was actually going to play some of the game, and the Madden logo scrolling down the background. Kind of looks like this color scheme reminds me of Final Fantasy more than it does Madden. Anyway, so yeah, everything that I had on the Vita was through PlayStation Plus. I didn't have to buy almost any of the games on there because they just kept giving them away for free. So Uncharted I got for free off of there. What else did I get? I got Lumines, Mod Nation Racers, Wipeout, 2048. These are ones that I had digitally, but I had to go back and buy physically. Resistance. The Ratchet & Clank trilogy was an import. They did not release that in the US, but I really wanted to have the Ratchet & Clank trilogy on as a handheld, so I went and got that. What else did we get there? Persona 4 Golden. That might not have been a free game, but I did buy it on there because it was like $9.99 at one point in time. Tearaway. Gravity Rush. I said Guacamelee already. Little Big Planet. I mean, they had a ton of games on there that I've had to go out and buy the physical editions to because I knew eventually they'd start shutting it down. So, discovered Civ on the PlayStation 1. Was that Civilization? CIV? Yep. On the PlayStation 1, best game ever. Yeah, we were talking about SimCity back then. Backwards compatible, coming to PlayStation 5. Are you talking about the PlayStation 1 Civilization game, or? I'm hoping that eventually the Vita games become backwards compatible digitally on the PS5. Hoping that will happen. Still don't have a PS5 yet, but yeah, just still don't have one. There's no but. I'm hoping to get one. I'm hoping to get one sometime soon. I'm still trying. I was burnt out for a little while and I stopped trying for a couple weeks. But now I'm back on the PlayStation Direct route trying to find one, so hopefully we'll get there. Wish PlayStation 5 can play the whole PlayStation library. Or many of the games like we see in the Series X, yeah. I think there's no reason why it can't... Well, there's no technological reason why the PlayStation 5 can't play PS1 games. It's very easy to emulate. It was easy to emulate back in... before the PlayStation was done. What was that? Bleem was a commercial emulator where you can play your PlayStation games on your PCs back in the 90s, so there's absolutely no reason why that couldn't happen. PlayStation 2 game... Well, I'm sorry. Here's the problem. Here's the reason why I don't think Sony will do that. Because, as we learned with the PlayStation Classic, PlayStation 1 games look awful on a modern display. Most of them look awful. I'm not going to say all of them, but they just don't look that good. And the problem is with the PlayStation 5 is that's not a problem for the PlayStation Classic. They can make the games like, oh yeah, these are retro, so they're not going to look as high res as what you're usually seeing. But on the PlayStation 5, it's got to look good. It's got to look better than the PlayStation 1 games are capable of presenting themselves. Otherwise, it makes the PlayStation 5 look bad. I think that's the perception that they would have. I think it's somewhat justified. So that's the reason why I don't think PlayStation 1 is going to come to there and have a wide compatibility. Unless they can upscale it with higher res... what am I trying to think of? Higher res texture mapping. There we go. And make it run either in widescreen or in a 4:3 thing that actually looks better than it used to. I don't think it's going to happen. I mean, it's going to be a very small amount of games that they'll do that for. PlayStation 2 games, they still look okay. I mean, they look good enough, I think, for that. But here's the problem. If you can't make PlayStation 3 games backwards compatible, that's where it's going to stop. That's the fine line to draw in the sand. It'd be kind of silly not to do PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 3 and only do PlayStation 2. The only thing I think we're going to get in terms of PlayStation backwards compatibility for PlayStation 3, 2, or 1 titles are re-releases, remasters, or pay to download. It's not going to be popping the disc and they run off the old disc. That's just not going to happen. I don't see them doing that. What just happened there? Somebody's helmet flew off? There it is. Look at that crowd. That is the crowd. I bet you that's the developers. That was the development team right there. 7 people cheering, and then they had that whole crowd there. You're right. That's a riot. Sony just left the handheld market because Nintendo's always winning the handheld market. Kind of. I agree with that, but they were doing so well in the home console market. When the PSP came out, the PSP did really, really well. They didn't beat Nintendo, but they sold 70 million plus of those things. So it warranted the Vita. Here's the problem with the Vita. It got so much scrutiny when it first came out and bad press, and Sony was really they needed a home run console. The PS3 didn't do as well as they were hoping. They got beat by Nintendo there. And so they wanted to refocus everything for the PlayStation 4. And when the PlayStation 4 took off and started selling well, they're like, let's just focus on what sells. Let's stop spreading ourselves too thin. From 2006 until 2013, Sony was not in the position they wanted to be in. And they had some things that they had to work out. So they didn't make as much money off the PlayStation 3 as they did on the PlayStation 1 or the PlayStation 2. So financially, they weren't hurting, but, I mean, honestly, they just wanted to focus on what sold. So yes, I do agree, though. The Vita deserved better. It was a great portable console. I got one. Mine is sadly, it was from one of the clearance things. I got mine. This is a Gen 1. I still have the box for it, but they had to convince me to buy it. This is the AT&T wireless model. For me personally, that's what killed it. AT&T in my area has the worst cover, still does to this day. It did back then and it does to this day. So, I mean, I understand that. I think if this thing could have been dockable, like the Switch, I don't think it would have been a question. People would have been getting this thing left and right. Instead, they got the PlayStation TV, and then the PlayStation TV couldn't play all the games. It was just very confusing to the average consumer. The PlayStation TV was a great concept, but it should have been, why can't you just plug this into a TV and make it work? Like, that was my big thing. Why can't you either dock this or plug it into the TV like you could with the PSP? Why'd you have to buy something separate to do it? And don't get me wrong, I have a PlayStation TV as well. I bought that from clearance from GameStop for $15 back in the day. Best investment I've made so far. I did have it sitting over here, but kind of blends in with everything sitting around here, so I don't know if I still have it readily available. Yeah, I don't see it sitting around anywhere, so sorry I don't have it. Epo says, don't have a PS5, but you do have a Series X, and Game Pass is absurdly good value. Don't buy that many games anymore. It's that good. Well, see, and that's the thing, too. That's kind of what hooked me into the Vita. With the PlayStation Plus, getting the free games every month. Now, the Series X, I did say this, too. Whichever console I have the opportunity to buy first is the one I'm going to get. I am okay with going with the Xbox Series X because of Game Pass and that value. But I've invested so much in PlayStation 4 games. I have more PlayStation 4 games. There's some exclusives I like that are coming to PlayStation 5 that I want to get. But it's down to the point now where I just want to get one of them. And I don't care really necessarily which one it is. I have a lot of Xbox 360 games now, Xbox One games now, so backwards compatibility is a good thing for me on those too. And most of those games I haven't played before because I didn't own an Xbox for a long time. So, yeah. I'm okay with getting either one. It's whichever one I have the opportunity to buy first. And then years down the line, I will get the other one. Just think they need to counter Game Pass. Legacy PlayStation games will do it. Well, kind of like what the Switch is doing. I think Sony should do like what Nintendo does with the Switch. Their first console and their second console, release a few free games a month from them. Make it classic and retro. They could make it backwards compatible with the PlayStation 1, but instead just start giving them away for free. The problem is, Nintendo owns a lot of their IPs from back then. PlayStation they didn't really have a lot of first-party IPs. They did buy Insomniac, so they could do Spyro the Dragon, but the problem is, Spyro the Dragon's been re-released. So why would people want to play the original if you want them to buy the remaster? Like, that's why I said they're kind of stuck in between a rock and a hard place in terms of a marketing standpoint. I know what I would do. But yeah, they should do some PlayStation 1 games and PlayStation 2 games. Combine it in with PlayStation Plus and whatever their Game Pass is. And yeah, I think they could definitely do something like that. I don't really think they need to go the full route of Game Pass. Game Pass is the incentive to get people to switch from PlayStation to Xbox. I don't think it's going to be the defining reason. But their xCloud gaming thing could potentially leech over some customers. If you want to know the history of Bleem, watch Gaming Historian. You know what the funny thing is? I actually had Bleem back in the day. I had the free version, and I think the only thing you couldn't do with the free version is save. So that worked out for me. I mean, I play through Crash Bandicoot on there, and on my Windows 98 PC. It didn't run the greatest, and it didn't play all the games, but you could do some things with it. Series X upscales many old games, and it's great, yep. And that's the thing. Original Xbox games still look good on a modern display. Xbox 360 games especially so. I think the problem is, is going back to that original PlayStation, that first generation of 3D games, they look so much better on a CRT. I mean, it's just the nature of the beast. Hearing about technical problems with PS5, controller drift, loud fan noise, disk drive randomly booting up. See, that's the thing. I'm hearing some of those too, but I'm wondering how big of an issue of it is it really? I feel like a lot of these stories get blown out of proportion because, like, oh, here's a big thing. The drift on the controller, I think, may be an issue, but it is on the Nintendo Switch consoles too, and it barely impacts me as a gamer. So take it for what it's worth. Is it really going to be that thing, or is it just people just like, oh, I think when more people get to own a PlayStation 5, maybe they'll be able to see that those issues aren't really as big as they think they are. But you never know. I would say the same thing for the Xbox issues right now. I don't know what Xbox Series X issues are, but I'm sure they have some. I think their controllers I think almost every controller has an issue with drift right now. It's those cheap parts that they're using for their joysticks. Yep, still want a PS5, but the Series X might be more polished. You never know. I will say this. I'm not going for the digital edition of the PlayStation 5, and I'm not going for the Series S. I actually did, back about 4 months ago, had an opportunity to get a Series S. I would not buy it. I want the X, or I want the disc PlayStation 5. I'm not settling for now, because right now I technically have a huge backlog of games to get to. Right now I'm playing the Turbo Duo. But yeah, I don't want to have to buy one now and then keep an eye out for the other one later and sell off. It's just I don't have the money to buy every single console and every single version of it. The trophy patent they applied for leads to think it'll be physical media. See, that's the thing too. A lot of people implied a lot with that, and it could be. I'm hopeful it will be. I'm telling you this, as the realist in me tells me not to expect it, just because I don't know. Yeah, I just don't know. I mean, yeah, that trophy thing, doing trophies on PS1 and PS2 games. Is that the end of the game? Oh no, someone's being carried out on a stretcher.
Timeout.
Let's say timeout. Oh, 0 left. Oh yeah, they're trying to run that on the clock. This is a close game, 10-6. They're not going to pull it out, though. There's no way. It is a computer game, but whatever. How cool would it be to pop a PS1 game, PS2, and PS3 discs in the PS5? Well, I've told you guys before why the PlayStation 3 backwards compatibility can't happen. But I'll tell you this, they do have time to work on it. I just don't think Sony's going to do it. It's going to cost way too much money for what payoff? What payoff do they get if the PlayStation 5 is selling great? What incentive do they have to put PS3 games on there? But the thing is, the PS3 is so hard to emulate because of that processor. I just don't see it happening. Unless they put hardware inside of the PlayStation 5 or make an add-on where they have, here it is, the PS3 on a chip. You can just plug it into your system and now you have the ability to play PS3 games. Like I said, I just don't think it's going to happen. And then there's that barrier between do we offer PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 1 games. It would be pretty cool. I do agree with that. Putting a PS1 disc into a PS5, I would do that just for the joy of it. The first game I played on my PlayStation 3 was Crash Bandicoot Warped, to give you an idea of how good I think that idea is. And it would have been the first game I played on my PS4 had they included backwards compatibility. Nintendo and Xbox are crushing now because they're so strong in retro games. Yeah. Well, and that's the thing too. Nintendo needs to be careful. Because the more they milk their retro franchises, the less retro and the less appealing they get. Like right now, the biggest games that are selling on the Switch, almost all of them from Nintendo were available on the Wii U. So they haven't really had to work at it this generation. Pikmin 3 Deluxe. Legend of Zelda, the one that's on there, is actually a Wii U title. Mario Kart 8 just passed 38 million units in sales. I think it's the top selling racing game they said of all time is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. And that was a Wii U game. So just saying, I can see this hurting Nintendo in the long run if they're not careful. Now obviously, if they release a Switch Pro, which I don't think is going to happen this year, they could announce it, but I don't think they're gonna release it in the middle of a chip shortage. Here we go. Here's the intro we missed earlier. So there we go, folks. That was Madden for the Duo CD. I will play that later. I'm very interested to see what the pauses are like with that. Let's go ahead and switch, and we will finish up with some Wheel of Fortune. There we go. You guys got me talking about this. Let's check this out here. Backwards compatible PS5 would be amazing. We're starting to realize that now. I hope so. Series X, no issues. Transfer from 1 to 1 point. Yep. Hardly realize you have a new console. Well, that's not the point of it, right? You want to have the latest and greatest, right? Never thought you would admit it, but Xbox is your go-to now. Game Pass is just so good. I understand that, definitely. Like I said, I'm just trying to get a console. I have the feeling as soon as I get a console, that's when everyone else is going to be able to get one. That's the way it was with the Switch. These online sales are killing me. I can't camp out in front of a store like Best Buy all night, waiting for a voucher so I can go in and collect my console. That's how I got my PS4. I got that the week after it launched. What a long week. You've been ignoring Nintendo for that very reason? Yep. I mean, that's the thing, because I invested in a Wii U, so... But the sad thing is, I ended up buying a whole bunch of those games again. I shouldn't have, but I did. Sega. Alright, this is not formatted for the Genesis, so we're going to try this out. So yep, we're going to play some good old-fashioned Wheel of Fortune. Convenience sells ports for sure. Oh, yeah. Well, I have two systems hooked up when you can use one. Absolutely. So there have been a couple of games that I'm not thinking of off the top of my head that are exclusives for the Switch that were not on Wii U. Super Mario 35. But they got rid of that one, didn't they? Well, we're not going to watch the demo for that. This is the old theme. Now, I don't remember playing this the last time, so I'm going to press the start button. Options. That's fine. You can do 3 players on this one. Hope you don't rage quit like Family Feud on the SNES. Oh, that was ridiculous, though, wasn't it? My version of rage quitting is very laid back still, but man, that was ridiculous. How many contestants will there be? 1.
Would you like to play against the computer?
We would not. That's how I'm not going to rage quit. Enter your name, player 1. Sure. P. L. A. Y. E. R. Play. Play as. That's not what it is. Player 1.
Please choose a character.
Who am I gonna play as? Let's go with that guy. Do I want a different puzzle? If I want a different puzzle, press a different button, press A. I want to press A now, press C to continue. There we go. Alright. I still am on a timer, so I'll have to go through here. If you guys know anything that you want me to guess, just put it in the chat. Otherwise, I will just guess. Oh yeah, this is definitely not what it's like on the Sega CD. Had a much better wheel on the Sega CD.
Choose a letter.
Alright, choose a letter. We're going to go with R. R. 3. 3 is your guess? Hey, letters, not numbers. I'll go with the letter E if you want. Let's go with vowel. Let's buy an E. Goodbye. There are 2 E's. Well, the first word's got to be the, right? Title's always the something's something. The Queen's dead husband. I don't know. Oh, you want 3 contestants? Haha. We're not going through that. I'm not rage quitting. You want me to, but I'm not going to.
Choose a letter.
Alright, we're definitely going to do a T. I'll do that for the second time. We're going to do this without. Yep. Of course it's the. Huh. It's not carpenter. But okay, E. I'm going to spin. Damn it, I think you got the first word. Okay, so here's the thing, like, you can't tell what the wheel's going to land on.
Choose a letter.
It just seems kind of random. Should I go with H? Go with S. I know there's an S because it's something's something. Alright, Christopher says we're going with H. Let's go with H. Oh, 1,500 would have been nice. 700 a letter.
Choose a letter.
Did I pick a female character? I don't even know. 1 H. Oh, that got me 700. It's a title. First word, the. 2 more words. One of them is a possessive. Yeah, I think I did. I picked a female by mistake. Oh, well. That was a lucky guess. Vanna looks a lot healthier in this one, though. What was the one we were looking... Was that the NES version of this game, or Vanna was, like, green? Like her face and everything? Vocal. Hey! I'll have to wait for that one next. I just saw that. You want B? Damon says B. Oh! B is incorrect. Let's buy a vowel.
Choose a letter.
Go with A. You guys just like spending my money, don't you? Oh, you were right with the A. Got that one on there, Christopher. So let's see here. I think I'm going to go with what can follow an R other than an S.
Choose a letter.
Yep. It had to be RY. Not veterinary. Everything has an A. The word everything doesn't, though. But there are 3 A's in your sentence. $250.
Choose a letter.
When you said everything has an A, I thought every town has an Elm Street. I think F? I don't know if F's in there. I'll guess it. I'm not quite sure. Dictionary is a good one for the last one. I don't think it's Webster's. I think I saw an F. So I'll try F. Then Chris, you had an O coming up after that.
Choose a letter.
No F's. No penalty for that anyway. By a vowel. O'Reilly's. Well, it's Tion something. Dictionary? I don't know what that other word is. Nice, we guessed. B. B's already been taken, damn it. $900.
Choose a letter.
Oh, okay. You might be right with dictionary, but I don't know what kind of dictionary that is. What kind of dictionary is that? I was gonna go on with letters that I can do until you guys tell me otherwise. Is it a dictionary that's out of print? The Devil's Dictionary? Oh, Jeffrey with that one.
Choose a letter.
I'm gonna try that. That is nice. Nice. Very good one. I don't know if I would have thought of that. I've heard of the Devil's Arithmetic. But I think you got it. I think we're going to solve. I like to solve, Vanna. I only had one more consonant anyway. The rest were all I's. What letters are used in the Devil's Dictionary? That is scary.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, I won $4,800. That'll buy me a PS5, even from the scalpers. Dang, got to it before you? Yep. Happy 420. Happy 420 to you too, Jeffrey. We've added another space to it. We did talk about cigarettes and vaping earlier. More than I would usually talk about it. We're going to go ahead and continue. Earlier we talked about I can't inhale smoke of any sort because it cuts off my air supply and I would suffocate before I would get cancer. Never heard of the Devil's Dictionary. I don't know. Is it a book? Was it a TV show? Is it a... Oh, we got tea. Oh, well, vaping right now. Nice. I don't partake in that, but I do have some family members who used to smoke that now both vape, so... Edibles? Now, are you saying that because it looks like I would enjoy eating?
Choose a letter.
Surprisingly not. I am in one of the states where that kind of stuff is legal, but I do not partake. I don't do alcohol either. You want to do the D again, Christopher? But I'll say everyone else in my family, they're the quintessential people. Oh, I still have the Turbo Duo up on there. Anyone tell me it's not the console I'm playing right now. I'm playing the Genesis. Because it's the closest we can get to the Turbo Duo. Ah, nothing but love, brother. Yep. Nice. It was going to pay off something. So this is another title. I should have picked something else. The wild day, no. The whole day. The something dog. Oh, I got it. I already know it. As soon as I said dog, it just hit me.
Choose a letter.
Anybody else got it now? I got it just when I was like, okay. It's actually a movie I really enjoy. I don't want to buy any vowels because I know it, but I am gonna get the rest of the consonants. But there is an E in there, Christopher. It's on the first word for the, and that's the only vowel that. Sorry, the only E they have in there. You know what the funny thing is, and I'm gonna knock on glass here. They have not. I said I have not hit a bankrupt yet. I'm very shocked at that. It is the something dog. You are correct. It's the Shaggy Dog. You guys ever seen that movie? Pretty sure that's Disney. They remade it with Tim Allen back in the 2000s.
Choose a letter.
I don't remember the original at all. My parents used to love those old Disney movies back when they're the black and white family-friendly ones. Boomer here. It's been a long time. Yep. They did remake the movie in the 2000s. I saw it with my niece and nephew. So that is the Shaggy Dog. I had no idea on that first one, so this one I'm making up for that. $10,450. About enough to get a PS5 and an Xbox Series X from the scalpers.
Congratulations.
Is it Scooby-Doo? It is not a Scooby-Doo. I can do the laugh from Scooby, but that's about the only impression I can do. Good one, Raggy. And then Raggy. Anyway, this one's a person. You want to do a person? Let's try a person. A person with 4 names? Are you kidding me? The original of Mr. Douglas from My Three Sons, that crabby Uncle Charlie. I think you're right.
A letter.
Douglas is the name that got me on that one. Ruh-roh. Then he did this kind of like a cat's hiss at one point in time. Like, I don't know, Scoob. Ghost. I can't do that at all.
Choose a letter.
He didn't used to say it with all like an R. Like, I noticed there was a lot of things with R's, but it's actually been a while since I've seen Scooby. I did see the new Scooby-Doo movie. Ruby Snacks? See, now you guys got me thinking about that the whole time now that you mentioned Scooby-Doo. Thanks, Bitty Pat. My glasses! I can't see a thing without them! I can't do Thelma. But I know who that is. There are no T's? Come on now. Oh, I didn't see the H. Sorry, I should do that again. We're going to do the H. Don't worry, we'll get there. What are some other ones on there? Okay, gang, let's see who's really behind this.
Choose a letter.
H it is. You're right. Oh, not only that, double letter score there. Oh, that was worth 10,000. Now is when I'm gonna get the. Now is where I'm gonna get the bankrupt on here. Oh, almost. $200.
Choose a letter.
Up 1,700 on video blackjack. Hey, I'm sorry, 17,000 on video blackjack. Are they going on credits or is that actual dollars? If I may ask. 2 R's, 3 R's. There we go. So it's something, that's got to be horse, right? It's not the. 1? No. Let's get some vowels going on in here. Let's get some vowel action.
Choose a letter.
Let's do it with an E. Okay. So it's got to be horse. Of course, of course. Let's buy all the vowels.
Choose a letter.
I was thinking like horse breeder, but that's not it. One horse town? No, I'm not thinking this. Who's a person who has a horse in his name? That's pretty bro. He was one of the hotties of the cartoon world. I'd solve her mystery. Let's go with A.
Choose a letter.
I mean, I doubt it has an A, but I've been proven wrong before. No A's. And I said, A, 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 A. Iron horse. Okay. I said A. What's going on? That last word's got me confused too. I should be getting this by now. I have no idea. Honestly, I have literally no idea here. I'm thinking LOL iron horse breeder. I have no idea. Free spin. Okay, at least we won't go bankrupt this round.
Choose a letter.
It does start with an L, but it doesn't. So it's not LOL. LO. What? LO. Low iron horse. Something. Like sheriff, but that's not it either. House? Dr. Gregory House?
Choose a letter.
What? I have a free spin. Would I like to use it now? Sure. Why not? I've already gotten all the vowels here. House, dollars. Oh, okay. So that is definitely something.
Choose a letter.
Now, do you have to tip the dealer on video poker? I'm trying to figure out this last word now. No idea. I'm gonna start going through all the letters. Yeah, this is not good. Low iron horse something. It's a person. Don't you guys know your local low iron, or not low? I guess it's not low. I keep saying that first word. Hello something. I was thinking like wrought iron, but what's LO something iron. All right, let's just start going. No B's. Are you saying house because, am I mispronouncing that? Is that horse? It's not horse, it's house.
Choose a letter.
The funny thing is, this is probably a glitch. It's probably not even a real. What is this word? I'm gonna be the only person. Log. Log iron? What's log iron? I mean, I guess it makes sense, but I'm trying to guess this last word too. So let's go with F. Oh. Oh, I went bankrupt. I didn't even notice. I lost $10,000. The hardest ever. Yeah. This must have been something in the 90s for people who own Sega Genesises. Sega Genesis. So it is G. It's not log. What is that first word? LOV? LOU? LOZ? What? LOX? Horse Gehrig. I've heard of Lou Gehrig's. There are only vowels left. Oh, I didn't buy the U. It is. Wow. Lou, iron, horse. What? What is this? This is not a person. Yes, the guy with a disease named after him, but Iron Horse, was that his middle name? Was he known as that? I guess I'm not a huge sports guy. That is one of the dumbest puzzles I've ever seen on Wheel of Fortune. And I've seen them all. And I've seen them all over the world. Must be his nickname. Sure. I always remember the guy with the disease having an iron horse. Did he have an iron lung too? What is Lou Gehrig's disease even? He was a baseball player. Jeff with the save, absolutely. Ah. That was his jock name. I'll believe you, but it doesn't make it right that it was ever in here. So I won $1,200. Here's the bonus round. This one's timed. So if you guys aren't caught up to the current part of the stream, you'll want to get there. Now my eye's going to burn. I've been playing this for too long. Ooh, I've been playing for 3.5 hours. That's longer than I usually do on these nights. All right. And the big winner with $11,650 in cash. Press the B button to continue. I got to be able to beat Damon on his up. So let's see here. I always go with the middle E. Person. Well, let's see. It's one word this time. Do you think we're going to be able to get the thing here? Iron Maiden. Lou Gehrig is a baseball player. Oh, I think of iron lung. Yep. He died because of the diagnosis. Do this. R, S, T, L, N, and E will be revealed if they're in the puzzle. Press B to continue. Okay. I need 3 consonants and a vowel. Well, it's not servant. Serpent? Could be. Oh, there's no S. Rage quit. Here it comes. That was nothing. Okay. Whole lot of nothing. Should I save state and see if we can do it? Pervert? Nope. You guys think merchant? Ooh, I like merchant. What? I clicked to do the letter and I bet you're right. Merchant was right. What? I clicked to select M and it said I solved the puzzle. I wasn't out of time. That is boo hockey. First grade boo hockey. You guys came in with a save on that one. I don't know what it did. What prize didn't I win? The game is broken. I mean, really, they shouldn't have a button that automatically solves it if you haven't pressed any freaking letters yet. Ugh. Who designed this game? What did it say? And to everyone who went without sleep until this product was finished. Oh, no wonder. No wonder why this thing is stupid. Because they didn't have... They couldn't get any sleep. Speaking of sleep, I want to get some tonight, so I'm going to have to call it quits tonight. Oh my gosh, that was torture. Not when the Wheel of Fortune McTyler goes something something. Absolutely. Absolutely. Techno with the slave. So anyway, that's going to be it for me tonight. This Thursday, I have a video that I worked on, actually been working on over the past few weeks that is coming out. There will be a gap in the schedule eventually. Actually, there might not be now that I have this video game convention footage to edit together and show. But it's a video I've been working on for a while. I'm continuing my arcade series, and I'm going to review and do some history and stuff on Pac-Man. So that's what you guys can look forward to on this Thursday. If I don't see you guys on this Thursday, I will see you all next Tuesday, 6 p.m. Central Daylight Time, for us to play more games. Probably Turbografx stuff, but I might start throwing in some Super Nintendo stuff or some Neo Geo stuff, as I have to capture footage for all that stuff on there. So Sounds good. Glad you discovered the channel. Stay safe. I appreciate that, guys. I'm checking over the final comments here. Christopher Line says he hates game tech. Thanks for the show, man. See you later. Hey, thanks, Jeffrey. I appreciate you stopping in. It was definitely fun to have everyone in here, so feel free to stop by. I stream every Tuesday night, Central Time Zone, so if that helps out. But yeah, gotta love, had a poster of Vanna White growing up in your bedroom. I think everybody did back in the day, didn't they? A lot of males did anyway. So anyway, that is it for me tonight. Have a great night, everyone. I will see you, if not this Thursday, see you next week in the stream. Have a great night, and we'll see you then.